sales for his first start of the season. But as we take a look at what we have here tonight, take a break, be back after this. No audio?
No, we have audio.
What's going on?
My ads aren't playing with this thing. So I'm gonna have to go on manually.
Evening Shade has been serving the Florence area for over 20 years. As a 3M and SunTech authorized dealer, the Evening Shade team is qualified and ready to help you with your project. Whether it's residential window tinting, paint protection film for your vehicle, commercial signage, or vehicle wraps, we can do it all. Evening Shade Incorporated. Trust a team with over 2 decades of experience.
For more than 85 years, Tomlinson Sales Company has proudly served customers across South and North Carolina. As a proud partner and the official outlet store of your PD IceCats, stop by to check out exclusive IceCats merchandise, plus an ever-changing inventory that makes Tomlinson a must-stop destination. Visit them at 1309 East Palmetto Street in Florence and discover the PD's hometown store. Tomlinson Sales Company, where great service, trusted brands, and community pride come together. That's Tomlinson Sales Company, 85 years strong and still serving the Carolinas.
At Kimbrell's, we believe that you deserve furniture that's as unique as your family. From comfortable sofas and love seats to chairs, tables, rugs, entertainment centers, and recliners you'll never want to leave. We have everything you need to create the living room of your dreams. Check out the Kimbrell's website for inspiration or stop by and see everything for yourself.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
In the heart of Florence, South Carolina, discover Palmetto Smiles, where artistry meets advanced dental care, led by Dr. Brian Sang. Dr. Sang is a highly trained implant and cosmetic dentist, dedicated to transforming smiles with advanced techniques. He's committed to continuing education and bringing the latest methods to every patient. At Palmetto Smiles, comprehensive dentistry is under one roof: general care, restorative solutions, TMJ therapy, delivered with compassion. Ready for a healthier, more beautiful smile? Call 843-203-5155 or visit palmettosmiles.com. Dr. Brian Sang and his team can't wait to welcome you.
No matter which sport clips you walk into, you'll know it's special. And just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment. From our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
In the heart of Florence, South Carolina, discover Palmetto Smiles, where artistry meets advanced dental care, led by Dr. Brian Sang. Dr. Sang is a highly trained implant and cosmetic dentist, dedicated to transforming smiles with advanced techniques. He's committed to continuing education and bringing the latest methods to every patient. At Palmetto Smiles, comprehensive dentistry is under one roof: general care, restorative solutions, TMJ therapy, delivered with compassion. Ready for a healthier, more beautiful smile? Call 843-203-5155 or visit palmettosmiles.com. Dr. Brian Sang and his team can't wait to welcome you.
Hey, grab me one too.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
We are live at Zapata's Grill on the IceCats Broadcast Network. Let's see what the IceCats are ordering.
I want quesadilla, California. I want fajitas Cancun. I get burrito from Terra. Frijoles refritos.
Here comes the food. Teamer with a double liner for elbowing. Zapata's Grill, a preferred restaurant partner of the PD IceCats. Teamer, how'd you feel about the food?
Timur approved.
Pulse PD!
You're watching the IceCats Broadcast Network. This portion of today's broadcast is brought to you by Margarita's Mexican Restaurant, where every dish is a celebration of taste. Tomlinson Sales. Get your PD IceCat apparel here. 7 locations to serve you. Something to Remember Wedding Productions. 2 decades of love stories, beautifully told. And the official video graphic designer for the PD IceCats.
Known for his integrity, attention to detail, and client-first approach, Sean Austin builds lasting relationships based on trust and results. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to sell your current home, Sean combines local expertise with strong negotiation skills to deliver a seamless experience from start to finish. Austin and Associates at RE/MAX Professionals Your next address is just a slap shot away. Go IceCats!
Evening Shade has been serving the Florence area for over 20 years. As a 3M and SunTech authorized dealer, the Evening Shade team is qualified and ready to help you with your project. Whether it's residential window tinting, paint protection film for your vehicle, commercial signage, or vehicle wraps, we can do it all. Evening Shade Incorporated. Trust a team with over 2 decades of experience.
Southco Commercial Curb Appeal is the trusted partner for businesses in Florence and surrounding areas that want to maintain a clean, safe, and attractive commercial properties. With our wide range of services, from sweeping and landscaping to snow and ice treatment, we're here to ensure your property remains in pristine condition all year long. Southco Commercial Curb Appeal. Experience the difference.
No matter which 4 clips you walk into, you'll know it's special and just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment, from our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
Back live in Whiteville, moments away from the PD IceCats taking on the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visitors from the PD region, presented by Seminar Brewing. And the first line for the IceCats comes as no surprise who leads the way for starters. It's the Marcinkiewicz twins, Dominics and Patrick's leading the way with Houston Wilson. And the back line includes Colin Tracy and Tima Razalov. The starting netminder for the IceCats is that of Matt Sales. Has played in Division III hockey with Nazareth College for 4 seasons. And Sales certainly with quite the resume for the IceCats. We'll take a look more into that story as the night progresses. But a look at the Blue Ridge side and their starters. Their starting netminder includes Hunter Virastick. And Virastick in his second year with Blue Ridge, record last season of 17-10. And he had 40 saves in the victory against Twin City. As both teams set to make their way out to Hitachi Energy Center, and a warm reception from the Blue Ridge faithful for their Bobcats. Starters for Blue Ridge include that Philip Havlavak, as he is one of the defensemen for Blue Ridge, and also Robin Erickson. No surprise for the starters for the forward line for the Bobcats. Michael Mercurio, Daniel Martin, the captain, certainly has an anchor for assisting on a lot of plays, and Kyle Heitzner, as he scored 2 goals yesterday in the victory against Twin City. Starters being introduced for Blue Ridge and here in Whiteville. As the IceCats made their way into Virginia, they arrived roughly around 4:30, and they have progressed their way. IceCats making their way. Hard to detect from your screen, but they're having their opening skate as they're set and ready for play in a matter of moments in what is their 3rd road game as a franchise. Last weekend against Twin City, they won game number 1 as far as road trips are concerned by a count of 6-4, thanks to a hat trick from Dominics Marcinkiewicz. And then second game on the road, Twin City rallied after trailing 2-1 after a period of play. They came away with a 5-2 win. The IceCats look to turn things around and dealt Blue Ridge their first loss of the season, as Blue Ridge makes their way onto the ice. Again, the story for them last weekend against the Columbus River Dragons, it was a story where the first game saw complete domination, last 2 periods of play for the Bobcats as they defeated the Columbus River Dragons by a count of 4-2. That was game 1. Game number 2 was a wild one. After Columbus led 5-2 at one point, the Bobcats responded by scoring 4 unanswered to come away with a 6-5 win, and last night 5-1 victory against Twin City. But as we are moments away from puck drop, we'll head ringside for our national anthem. We take a look at the starting netminders for both teams. First, for Blue Ridge, patrolling the crease this evening is Hunter Verestick, and his resume, well, we saw it last night on full display. 40 saves in the victory against Twin City, and IceCat fans certainly well accustomed to knowing about the prowess of Twin City going to the Commissioner's Cup Championship last 3 years in a row and a 5-1 win. Standout performance for Blue Ridge, but they have every resemblance of being a contender yet again as the IceCats invade to Hitachi Energy Center. This the first of 3 consecutive meetings between these two teams as far as these next 2 weeks is concerned. The Blue Ridge won last night. PD played Athens yesterday. We're about set and ready to go. The Marcinkiewicz line begins for Gary Graham's side. And Danny Martin, the captain for Blue Ridge, with the face-off. First period is presented by your local GMC dealer. IceCats with the puck in their own end. Timur Razilov overlooks the scene for the IceCats. A heavy hit right out of the gate for Mike Mercurio for Blue Ridge. Here comes Houston Wilson striding in across the line. An early save from Verestick. Puck in the right wing corner. Down with Marcinkiewicz to Patrick Marcinkiewicz off the pass from Houston Wilson, and away goes Blue Ridge. Mike Mercurio across the line, driving to the net. Save made by Sales. Puck is behind in the corner. Kyle Heitzner had quite the performance last night. 2 goals in the victory over Twin City. IceCats struggle to clear the puck out wide of Matt Sales' goal. Here's Patrick Marcinkiewicz, a heavy hit to the wall, initiated by Carson Androli. Dominic Marcinkiewicz left the puck in behind. Androli sent it ahead. Away goes Milan Bresco. Left wing side, Brandon Reller dished it behind the net. Bresco has it again. He harnesses the puck from the right side wall. Carson Androli got it out high for Preston Kugler. A chance that missed the net. IceCats finally with a chance to clear. The twin line has been out for 90 seconds. They get a valuable change. Trevor Lord on the drive, centering pass. Here's Eli Rivers, couldn't harness the pass. Right wing bid, then went off the back glass, off the chance that came from Charlie Bedard. Eli Rivers from behind the goal line. He overlooks the grid for the IceCats. Right wing side through the apron. Adrian kept it alive. Here is Trevor Lord. 199 points in his Fed League career. Eli Rivers from the left wing corner. As Rivers missed, here's a chance towards the goal. Easily snatched on the shot from Austin Pickford and a stoppage in play. 17:55 into the first period. Still no score between the IceCats and Bobcats. First meeting between the two sides. But for the IceCats, it's important for them certainly get off to a hot start against a Blue Ridge team that has a wealth of momentum. But they'll have to do it without several of their key stars tonight. Few players day-to-day. More on that in a moment. TJ Prexler to take the draw for the IceCats. Opposed against Nick Stuckless. Last year, over 10 goals, 13 goals, 12 assists last season for Blue Ridge. Bobcats chip it out of the zone. Justin Daly canceled thanks to Colin Tracy for the IceCats. Moved along by Skate Scaldi. Worked out high for Klinicki with a shot. Sales covers yet again for another save. 2:22 elapsed in the first period. Still no score between the IceCats and Bobcats. So Matthew Sales with his first start professionally. Plenty of experience from Nazareth College. Blue Ridge looks to launch one in. Drop for Daly in the slot. He missed the net. Philip Flavak from the right wing corner. They battle with Nikitas Korzyev as they continue to jostle behind the IceCats goal line. Razilov looks to race out. Skate Scaldi looks to clear. Bobcats keep it in. Out high, Sales paddled one into the corner before TJ Prexler is able to clear out into the neutral zone. Scaldi looks to sidestep by Danny Martin. For the IceCats bring the puck in gingerly before it's stolen away by Blue Ridge. And across the line, Kyle Heitzner. He has great elasticity with the puck. Houston Wilson through the middle. IceCats look to sort themselves in the midst of a change. Houston Wilson and the twin line steps in for Petey. So here's Blue Ridge. They look to clear out of their zone, which they're able to do. And Jake Ergenite, after he scored opening goal of the game last night against Athens. Wilson looks to backhand dish one in before Kyle Heitzner across the line dropped one to nobody. Houston Wilson leaves for Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Dominics from the left half wall. Looks to sidestep by Dennis Rodchenko behind the net. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz within a battle. Puck scaled out high. Austin Pickford. Left-handed shot. Jordan Popoff let it ahead for Pickford. Behind the net. Adrian centering pass. Another bid from Austin Pickford before Blue Ridge is able to escape with speed. Brendan Reller moving and alone. Save made by Sales, and the puck is in the net. The officials say no goal. Sales made the save. The puck began to leak, but he held it off in time. 15:42 to go in the first period. But Sales able to hang on within the nick of time. And the officials check the play as it looks as if Sales able to cover the puck in time. The officials rule no goal. The whistle had already blown. And the unpaid officials in Whitfield expressed their displeasure. Nevertheless, scoreline remains the same. No score. 4:18 into the opening period. What is sixth game of the season for the IceCats? Carson Androli, assistant captain, 8 goals, 25 assists last season. He only has 1 goal on the year and no assists to boot. Might come as a surprise to some. Trevor Lord makes his way back on with his line. That includes Eli Rivers and Chance Adrian. Off the tie-up, it comes to Austin Pickford, who launches one out through the neutral zone. Eli Rivers in a race for the loose puck. Zipped on by Dennis Rodchenko. He has the puck for Blue Ridge. Milan Bresco. Stretch pass, looking to find Brandon Reller in stride behind the net. Sails the initial save. He is down, and he eventually covers for the stop. 15:20 to go in the opening period. Still deadlocked here from Whitfield. Face-off to take place in front of Matthew Sales. 4 years in Division III has brought him to Petey. His first start of the year. Face-off to his left. Off the tie-up, straight towards the goal from Nick Stuckless, where the IceCats harness the puck with Colin Tracy and launch one through the neutral zone. Daniel Klinecki. Kozriev across the line. In comes Blue Ridge. Justin Daly striding in. Sales sprawling. He makes the stop. 15:01 to go in the opening period. Plenty of shot volume heading Blue Ridge's way. Matthew Sales has been called upon early to make key stops, and he's done that up to this point. Face off to Sales' right. Houston Wilson to take the draw against Nick Stuckless. From behind the net, Colin Tracy. A puck battle in the left wing corner. Centering pass, missed everybody. Kozriev around the horn. Patrick Marcinkiewicz able to clear. Out in direction of Preston Kugler for Blue Ridge. IceCats on the puck. This is Dominic Marcinkiewicz hoping to find his brother. Instead, this results in an icing. 15:35 to go in the first period. We'll take a break here at Hitachi Energy Center with still no score in Whitfield.
Ding dong.
Mountain dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain, lots to do. Give me the sun.
You're watching the IceCats Broadcast Network. This portion of today's broadcast is brought to you by McLeod Health and Fitness Center, the wellness leader. Austin and Associates. The right agent can lead the way. Hertz Car Rentals. Smart deals for any destination. Sports Clips Haircuts. The pros in men's and boys' hair.
Get ready to savor the flavors of our long-standing family recipes, bursting with authenticity and love. Indulge in the vibrant colors and aromas that create a fiesta for your senses with every bite. Your journey through our menu is a delicious adventure guided by tradition and the freshest ingredients Mother Earth has to offer. Come join us at 842 Woody Jones Boulevard in Florence. Order online at margaritasmexicanrestaurants.com. Margaritas. Experience the love in every bite.
Welcome back to Hitachi Energy Center. Danny Buck, pleasure to be with you on the IceCats Broadcast Network. Danny Martin to take the draw. Houston Wilson, after winning the faceoff dot. Stretch pass for Wilson out of his reach. From the right wing corner, Wilson looks to dish it in. Marcinkiewicz twins battle. Dominic's looking for Patrick's. Wilson strides in before, in the end, it can be settled and covered by Hunter Verestick. So the book on Verestick from Orangeville, Ontario. Plenty of Canadians a part of this Blue Ridge roster as far as Verestick is concerned. Coming from Turner Valley, Alberta. Face off to his left, though. Prexler wins the draw. IceCats send one around the horn before Mike Mercurio through the neutral zone. And away goes Blue Ridge. Philip Plavak gains the line. And in comes Blue Ridge with Kyle Heitzner on the drive. IceCats from behind the goal line. Off the stick of Heitzner. Kept in the zone by Robin Erickson for Blue Ridge. Jordan Popov in to help defensively for the IceCats. Prexler impressed to the boards by Heitzner. Out to Robin Erickson. He sends one left wing side. Pass that couldn't find the stick of Milan Bresco. Here come the IceCats. Jake Ergonite sends one down the ice for icing. 13:37 to go in the first period. Still no score between Blue Ridge and Petey. The Blue Ridge team last season finished in 4th place. They had to play in what you could say the pigtail, the one-game playoff that they were able to win. The first round faced the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Off the tie-up, it comes out high, and a save made by Sales on the bid that came from Carson Androli. And they'll do it again. 13:35 remaining in the first. They would move on, Blue Ridge, before succumbing to the then Carolina Thunderbirds in a 2-game sweep. Thunderbirds went eventually to the Commissioner's Cup championship round where they were swept by the Binghamton Black Bears. Here's Trevor Lord. His pass went off the back of the stick of Milan Bresco. Adrian hit heavily into the wall. Here's Eli Rivers from left wing corner. Out high for Pickford. Right point, a shot, save made. Here's Rivers, side of the net, and they score! Eli Rivers and the IceCats lead 1-0. Persistence pays off. Eli Rivers scores the first goal for the IceCats. They have the early lead. And it's a case of playing in transition that pays off with the goal for Eli Rivers to give the IceCats the early lead. What a sequence, resulting in the goal at 6:53. 1-0 lead for Petey. So Adrian does earn the assist. We'll have an official confirmation later on, but Rivers has the goal. They're in again. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz down low looking for Houston Wilson. He pitches one back to Dominic Marcinkiewicz. He waits in the right circle. He does have time on the way. Gives to Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Here's Patrick's driving towards the net. He finds Houston Wilson right back to Patrick's Marcinkiewicz yet again. Patrick's awaits. He harnesses and dishes to Dominic's. Cullen Tracy for the IceCats dishes down low for Houston Wilson. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz centering pass behind Dominic's Marcinkiewicz, and away goes Blue Ridge. Right wing side, Nikita Kozrev. Left wing side, a shot. Sales paddles one away. Another save from the rookie netminder. 12-12 to go in the first period. 1-0 lead for the IceCats. With the start out of the gate, Eli Rivers with the tally for the visitors with a 1-0 lead. Danny Martin to take the draw. Off the tie-up, it flies high in the air above the head of Matt Sales as the IceCats look to race out. Trevor Lord overlooks the grid and dishes into the left wing corner. Lively bounce. That's covered by Hunter Veristick. 11:59 to go in the first. Shots on goal favor the home side, 12-8. Chance Adrian, who takes the faceoff for the IceCats. Hope for the draw to be in the left wing circle. Instead, has to go up against Danny Martin from the right side. Off the tie-up, it heads around the horn. Ergonite looks to send one in to keep the offensive rush alive. Havak gains the line for Blue Ridge. He chips one in behind for Danny Martin. Heitzner around the right wing corner, around for Jordan Popoff. And Trevor Lord clears the zone for Petey as they go on a change. Heitzner leads on Havak. Good pressure from TJ Prexler to stunt the Blue Ridge rush. Bobcats chip it in. Bowie Slurks pursuing the loose puck. Dennis Rajenko stolen away. Skate Scaldi garners the line. He goes into work for Petey. Bedard, right point, through traffic, blocked on its way towards the goal thanks to Brandon Reller. IceCats continue the offensive zone time. Something that is not typically their style. They like to go with speed instead of battling along the boards. Blue Ridge chips one back into the IceCats defensive zone. Bedard got it across. Houston Wilson look to lead on Skate Scaldi. Bedard intervenes and helps as the IceCats go in to work. Scaldi, nobody home for the pass. Brandon Reller across the blue line. He harps on the brakes and turns towards the backhand and loses the puck. Houston Wilson gains the line, looks over the grid. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz ramped up off a stick and out of play. 10-11 to go in the first. IceCats have a 1-0 lead thanks to the goal from Eli Rivers. That's where we stand at this point. So, what's of note with the IceCats? Few injuries tonight and scratches. We'll detail that in a moment. Houston Wilson against Nick Stuckless for the faceoff. And off the draw, one back by Blue Ridge. And away goes Nikita Kozrev. Out of play, though, and a tie-up, a mix-up in front of the Blue Ridge bench. Everybody grabs a partner. Marcinkiewicz twins are in the midst of the carnage. Dominics in a heated discussion. That of Preston Kugler. Before the officials do negotiate and close things out. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz seems to have gotten his money's worth. Preston Kugler, as the officials hope to restore order. Always a question of what are the guidelines, what margin is it? Teams on opposing ends can voice their displeasure to some degree. So Patrick's Marcinkiewicz in the box along with Nick Stuckless. IceCats still without their captain, Nick McGill-Diaz. He serves this evening as an assistant coach, along with Nick Gullo, as they are day-to-day. Also, Dustin Gisso, who did not play yesterday, also day-to-day. So this leads us into a stoppage with 10:04 to go in the first, as the referees look to confirm, have all the numbers right order. So both Marcinkiewicz twins are in the box. Nick Stuckless and Preston Kugler also in the sin bin for Blue Ridge. And this is a case of the officials making sure they have it right. Again, 10:04 to go in the first. IceCats have a 1-0 lead thanks to the goal from Eli Rivers. And And from what we can optically see, both teams skating 5 aside. It appears 5 on the ice for the IceCats, whereas the Bobcats are shorthanded. If that's the case, it is an IceCats power play presented by Chick-fil-A. Discussion taking place in front of the Blue Ridge bench. Wojtek Zemlicka, head coach for Blue Ridge, speaking with the officials amidst a stoppage. So as we await, and a reminder, this is a Blue Ridge team that has found different ways to rally. This has the makings of a long night. The IceCats and their story, sometimes it's different from what you would normally expect. They have a better record when they trail after a period than they do when they have the lead after one period. When they lead after one, they have a record of 1-2. When they trail, they're 1-0. That lone win came against Twin City. Discussion only continues as it seems as if one of the officials is being patched up. With that, take a quick break. Be back after this on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
No matter which sport clips you walk into, you'll know it's special. And just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment. From our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
Back live in Wytheville, still in the midst of a stoppage. IceCats and Bobcats locking horns for the first time, with PD in their first year of existence playing against a Blue Ridge team. Plenty of experience on their end. This is a team in Blue Ridge, finished in 4th place in the Continental Division. Now they move to the Empire. Certainly top heavy. Danbury, Binghamton amidst that mix. Although Danbury has had a sluggish start to the season at 0-4. Binghamton has not missed a beat. We'll take a look at some of those scores during the first intermission. But one of the officials is having his left arm being taped up, which gives us the time to take a look on the story of Matthew Sales. Having a look at his time at Nazareth College, 1921-3. Certainly plenty of experience where he was one of 2 goaltenders for a good portion of his time with Nazareth. And he always admires his chance to play, and he doesn't take any moment for granted. That's the book on Matthew Sales, making his first professional start. And remember, this all transpired after the fighting that took place in front of the Blue Ridge bench. It can be a physical game, also for the officials at times. Set for the draw, IceCats are on the power play, presented by Chick-fil-A. With the main penalty, Nick Stuckless, who's tied for the Blue Ridge lead in scoring. TJ Prexler to take the draw against Kyle Heitzner. Off the tie-up, 2 players toppled to the deck before Blue Ridge sends one the length, easily tended to by Matt Sales. Here's Austin Pickford. Opening stages of the IceCats power play. Pickford looks to rev up the engines and sends it in. Trevor Lord on the awaiting end for the IceCats. TJ Prexler to Lord, closing, shooting into the left wing corner. Eli Rivers harnesses the puck. Pickford to Prexler. Out high for Eli Rivers again. Rivers awaits traffic in front, looking for a tip from Scaldi. Prexler bends to the right wing's corner. Here's Pickford out high. Rivers to Lord, turns, fires. Save made by Veristic. 9:14 to go in the first. Breaking the action. We'll take one with them on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
In the heart of Florence, South Carolina, discover Palmetto Smiles, where artistry meets advanced dental care, led by Dr. Brian Sang. Dr. Sang is a highly trained implant and cosmetic dentist, dedicated to transforming smiles with advanced techniques. He's committed to continuing education and bringing the latest methods to every patient. At Palmetto Smiles, comprehensive dentistry is under one roof: general care, restorative solutions, TMJ therapy, delivered with compassion. Ready for a healthier, more beautiful smile? Call 843-203-5155 or visit palmettosmiles.com. Dr. Brian.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice.
70 seconds left on the IceCats power play, presented by Chick-fil-A. Razaloff holds the line. Pickford, Razaloff a blast, blocked by a Bobcat body. That was Milan Bresco. The IceCats forced to retreat. Under a minute remaining on the man advantage for Petey. Razaloff kick starts Chance Adrian to Houston Wilson. He speeds across the line. Dropped it for Chance Adrian, out high for Razaloff. Adrian awaits from the right circle. Wilson peels against the pressure from Radchenko. Adrian down low for Wilson. This is Cullen Tracy. Got it out high, left point. Timur Razaloff to Adrian. Bowie Slarks below the goal line has it. Right back to Adrian. Razaloff to Adrian again. He waits low in the slot. Tracy out high for Razaloff. He holds the zone for Petey, sends one towards goal and out of play into the protective netting. 8:12 to go in the first period. 9 seconds remain on the penalty to Nick Stuckless. IceCats bring on Trevor Lord, Eli Rivers, and TJ Prexler. Fencemen of Jordan Popoff and Jake Ergenite. At one point, IceCats led 2-0 yesterday. Certainly proof of how they have what it takes to contend and contend well, especially look at the scoreline here this evening, 1-0 against a 3-0 Bobcats team. Brandon Reller to take the draw against Trevor Lord. Dan Lord is tossed out of the faceoff. In comes TJ Prexler. Reller wins the draw. Veristic sends one into the corner before Blue Ridge dishes one deep. And the power play comes to an end for Petey. Jordan Popoff with pressure from Justin Daly. He hits Popoff into the wall. Skate out by Blue Ridge and Lair Patakin. Popoff gains the line. Eli Rivers from the left wing circle across for Trevor Lord. Puck hops off his stick. 3-on-1 for Blue Ridge. Here comes Justin Daly, left wing side. Dropped it in the slot and a big save from Sales on the chance from Brandon Reller. Eli Rivers, he's got a breakaway delayed. Penalty Rivers towards the net into the left wing corner. Haltage in play, and the IceCats venture their way to the power play off a slashing call. All this was 7:26 to go. So Dominic Marcinkiewicz and Patrick Marcinkiewicz, they're released from the box. Brandon Reller makes his way to the box. So the IceCats, after plenty of chances, their first man advantage, have another one to work with. And the power play presented by Chick-fil-A. Chance Adrian with 4 forwards on for the power play for the IceCats. Adrian wins it cleanly. Raziloff, lone defenseman out for Gary Graham's side, a right wing end for Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Adrian to Houston Wilson. Couldn't harness the pass. Dominic's from the left circle. Got out high. Raziloff awaits. Patrick's shoots one through traffic. Ping-ponged into behind the goal before, in the end, Veristic is able to cover with 7:05 to go. 1:39 remaining on the power play. IceCats, as far as power play numbers are concerned from last night, they did convert 1 of 2. Not a lot of special teams chances for either PD or Athens last night. Kyle Heitzner goes up against Chance Adrian. Off the tie-up, Adrian got out to Marcinkiewicz to his brother. Raziloff. Petrick's a one-timer, missed the net. Puck hung in the left wing corner before Blue Ridge looks to clear. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Puck finds Raziloff. Here's Patrick Marcinkiewicz to Raziloff again. Good defensive play from Kyle Heitzner, who clears the zone for Blue Ridge. 1:12 to go in the IceCats power play. Adrian trailed a pass for Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Patrick's with a shot that missed wide to the left. Blue Ridge able to clear. Halfway through the power play. Sails from behind his cage. Leaves for his defenseman, Timur Raziloff. He seeks to go on a change. So here is Skate Scaldi, playing in his 3rd game in IceCats uniform. Austin Pickford leads on Scaldi across the line. Here's Trevor Lord to Scaldi down low. 35 seconds left on the power play. Pickford at blast, missed wide to the right. Here's Lord. Overlooks the scene. Prexler from behind the cage. Here's Eli Rivers, left wing circle. He awaits and sends one up over the protective netting and out of play. 5:44 to go in the first. 18 seconds remain on the power play. Nick Stuckless released from the box. Brandon Reller. 18 seconds remaining on the IceCats power plays that sees Reller in the box. Face off to the right of Hunter Veristic. TJ Prexler goes up against Nick Stuckless. The face-off awaiting. Stuckless, 3 goals and assists this year. Only 3 games in. Blue Ridge skies the puck off the glass and out of play. 5:39 to go in the first. 1-0 lead for Petey. Off a goal from Eli Rivers. For Petey, they'll get used to Blue Ridge for 3 games, which includes Halloween night. Special ticket promotion. More on that throughout the course of tonight's broadcast. Eli Rivers is chased out of the draw, which brings in Trevor Lord. Stuckless. Cross sticks with the leading scorer as far as career Fed points for Petey. Off the scrum, Eli Rivers escapes with the disc. Down low, Prexler drives towards the net. Save Veristic, another chance in front of the goal. Veristic is down, he covers in the end. Blue Ridge, in the end, seeks to protect their netminder. 2 seconds remain before Brandon Reller is released from the box. IceCats bring on Marcinkiewicz, line out with Houston Wilson. Blue Ridge counters with Milan Bresco and company. Veteran group for Wojtek Zemlika. Hat-tricks Marcinkiewicz against Milan Bresco. Reller 2 seconds away from being released. It comes to Houston to Wilson. Couldn't escort a strong enough of a shot. Hat-tricks Marcinkiewicz in the left wing corner. Blue Ridge able to escape. And away goes Carson Androli. He launches one in with Blue Ridge at full strength. Jordan Popoff. He gives a cross for Jake Ergenite. He sends one in towards goal, gloved and covered by Hunter Virastik. 5:01 to go in the first period. Eli Rivers the lone tally. That's the difference so far with the IceCats out in front. Matthew Sales, first start. Talk about high shot volume. That's something that you come to expect with Blue Ridge. Both ends of the equation. That's what we've seen up to this stage. Justin Daly emerges with the puck for Blue Ridge. He gains the blue line for the Bobcats. This launched in the air and out of play. 4:51 to go. Leads us to a break in the action. We'll take a break ourselves here on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Dal Massimo Ristorante Italiano, where culinary passion meets the art of hospitality. Established in 2010, our restaurant was born out of a love for authentic flavors and a commitment to providing our guests with a memorable dining experience. At Dal Massimo, we believe that food is more than just sustenance. It's a celebration of culture and community. Whether you're here for a cozy dinner, a festive celebration, we look forward to serving you.
Gorget is a local craft distillery based in Lugoff, South Carolina, producing rum, vodka, whiskey, and bourbon in small batches. Founded in 2015 by 3 local gentlemen, Gorget has a fine line of handmade, local spirits. No matter what you desire, we have something for you. Isn't it about time you revolutionize your spirit? Visit us online at gorgetdistilling.com.
Back. Let's go. Out in London, that's my team. Slide through streets, help box some beans. In the streets, the life get crazy. Falling asleep, my eye get lazy. Ain't God on my side, it's forever. Don't come run if you dance with the devil. Ain't even through the rainy weather. Me and the brother, we stick together.
Don't know if I'm red or blue like Manchester. 12 on my bone that the phone up Leicester. Men got too many bars like a cliff. Tofi and Tommy, we doing it diff. Had to medicate, roll up a spliff. Ganja stank, I can't even sniff.
Open the scat with a wristlet diff. Funny banter instead of...
Back at Hitachi Energy Arena in Whiteville. 1-0 lead for the IceCats. Do have 4 social media accounts highlighted on your screen. Off the draw, Matthew Sales with left-handed glove save right out of the gate. 4:50 remains in the first period. Leads us to a stoppage in play. The officials discussing in front of the scorers table as we await the ready for play. Look at a lot of the social media accounts that we have, including TikTok at PD IceCats, Instagram, same handle. And the story remains the same with X. Stay up to date, all latest, the PD IceCats. Plenty of great content. What came out today was players and their World Series predictions, whether it's Dodgers or the Blue Jays. Chance Adrian wins the draw for the IceCats. Around the horn it goes, where Blue Ridge is forced to pursue the puck in their own end. Bowie Slarks within a battle. Blue Ridge able to escape with Nick Stuckless. Lead stretch pass in the direction of Kazarev behind the goal line. Here's Adrian. He emerges out of the pack for the IceCats. Bowie Slarks through the middle. He gains the blue line on the right wing side, launching one towards goal. Tracy has one gloved by Skate Scaldi, who had it blocked by Nick Stuckless in a race for the loose puck. First one to Nikita Kozriev. Centering pass, right wing side. Save made by Sales. Danny Martin looked to bank one off of Sales, but he was denied. Houston Wilson gains the red and the blue line for the IceCats. From the sidewall, gave it away to Danny Martin. He buys time with 3:50 to go in the first period. Eli Rivers, the lone tally at 6:53, assisted by Chance Adrian. And Charlie Bedard earns his first point as an IceCat. He has the puck behind his own cage, partially hit by Kyle Heisner before PD has the turnover before the save made by Sales point blank. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz from the neutral zone, across for Charlie Bedard. Initial touch from him, where the puck is launched and cleared by Philip Hlavak and sent for icing. 3:12 to go in the first. IceCats with a 1-0 lead. Coming up in the first intermission, look at stats analysis. First period between PD and Blue Ridge. Also look at scores from around the FPHL. All that and more during the first intermission, and look at some other scores throughout the course of professional sports and college. Chance Adrian to take the draw against Brandon Reller for Blue Ridge. Off the tie-up, Eli Rivers, lone goal, centering pass for Chance Adrian, and Blue Ridge clears but not out until they send the puck to the neutral zone. Jordan Popoff finds Eli Rivers. He chases the puck within his defensive territory. Away goes Eli Rivers to the right wing side with hopes of finding Trevor Lord, but Blue Ridge equal to the task with Carson Androli emerge. Androli left wing side, checked by Jordan Popoff. There to help is Jake Ergenite for PD. IceCats look to clear. Reller kept it in the zone. Androli up high. Right wing side, defended by Chance Adrian. Puck hit the side of the net, thanks to Lair Podtaken. Lord harnesses the puck with control, and he deters to allow Blue Ridge. As they run out of steam, they go on a change. Jake Ergenite from behind the net. He awaits for the IceCats, sends one through the neutral zone. Patrick Marcinkiewicz misplayed the puck. Daly led it ahead. Nikita Kozriev. Downhill, right wing side, sent it around for Nick Stuckless. To the point, Preston Kugler towards goal. Sales paddled one into the corner as without a stick is Jake Ergenite. He looks to move the puck along with his skates. In they tie up. Kozriev is taken down, which allows the IceCats to come up with the puck. Dominic Marcinkiewicz went off the body of Kozriev. After regaining his stick, Jake Ergenite looked to clear the zone, but Blue Ridge keeps it in. Rodchenko, right side, Daly launches one into the protective netting with 1:12 to go in the first period. IceCats with a 1-0 lead thanks to the goal from Eli Rivers. So far for Matt Sales, he has seen 17 shots on goal. Heavy shot volume for Blue Ridge. But Sales, with his first start of the season, looking to make the most of it. Going up against a 3-0 Bobcats team. It made the move to the Empire Division from the Continental last year. Left wing side, launched by Mercurio, off the left glass. Here's Danny Martin. Lost the puck. Trevor Lord races ahead for PD. Left the puck behind. Mike Mercurio touches up, and that leads to a slashing penalty. And a stick completely shattered in the aftermath, which leads Captain Danny Martin to the penalty box for Blue Ridge. Or as he makes his way into the box, 53 seconds remain in the first period. plenty of power play chances for the IceCats. This their third. If the IceCats don't score, carry over penalty time to bleed into the second period. IceCats bring on the twin line with Houston Wilson, part of that unit, and Chance Adrian, the 4th forward, with Timur Razilov on defense to round out the power play unit for the IceCats. Blue Ridge, however, wins the draw and sends one the length with 45 seconds to go in the period. Sales from behind his net gives to Razilov. How does PD start up their rush? This is Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Towards the right wing side across the blue line. Houston Wilson got out high for Timur Razilov. Razilov awaits to Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Left wing side, Dominics. Turns, pivots, drops, Patrick shoots. Blocked and out of play. 14 seconds remain in period number 1. 1:21 remaining in the minor to Danny Martin. With 14 seconds left in the period, Gary Graham and his coaching staff certainly plenty to be pleased about, hanging tough with a Blue Ridge team that certainly has all the makings of being one of those top teams in the Empire. This puck sent out of play. Now, was it directly out? Haltage in play. The officials converge with 9.4 seconds remaining in the period. If it went straight out, that's a delay of game penalty, which leads to a 5-on-3. All this in the closing seconds of the first period. And no penalty unless officials deem off high glass and out. Or is it? They continue to talk. Yeah, it's a case of trying to have the right call. All this while we wait amidst the stoppage. And they do continue the discussion, which further helps the IceCats. Trevor Lord jumps on in response. So the conference ensues with 1:17 remaining on the minor to Danny Martin. And in the end, no penalty. Or is it? Yes, it is a penalty. Preston Kugler called for delay of game. So a 5-on-3 to begin at least second period for a minute and 8 seconds. The IceCats can't score here. Houston Wilson, his line on for Petey. With Patrick Marcinkiewicz, Dominic's playing in left point. Wilson straight off the draw. Skated by Robin Erickson into the corner out high. Dominic Marcinkiewicz turns, pivots, shoots, scores with 0.2 of a second to go. Dominic Marcinkiewicz beats the clock, and the IceCats have a 2-0 lead. Talk about a buzzer beater. Dominic Marcinkiewicz, as the puck hit the back of the net, 0.2 of a second remained, and it's a 2-0 game. And another penalty called? Mike Mercurio heads into the box. In what has been a penalty parade for the IceCats. This is an Austin Wilson insurance goal if this does stand. But after the puck went in, we looked at the time. 0.2 of a second were on the clock when the puck hit the back of the net. Scoreboard clock indicates such. So it definitely was a buzzer beater, but now another penalty. A cross-checking penalty has come as a result. So another 5-on-3. You could not ask for a better finish to the first period if you're Petey. What a sequence. A power play that has breathed new life late in the period, and now they'll have perhaps a chance with the start the second period to really have things heading their way. And this is a Blue Ridge team, undefeated on the year, 3-0. They have not lost, they've won all their games in regulation, for that matter. They play in the very tough Empire division. So another penalty for Blue Ridge appears to be on deck. Trevor Lord in the mix. Keep in mind, the IceCats put on this performance with the absence of Nick McGill-Diaz, their captain. Nick Gullo, veteran, certainly has tallied plenty of numbers for the IceCats this year in the scoring department. And they're without Dustin Gisseau. He has 7 assists on the year. So all this while we wait in the stoppage. An unceremonious way for the Blue Ridge faithful to take this in. So the goal should stand. In fact, it does. 151 remains on the minor to Preston Kugler. And Mike Mercurio is in the box for a cross-checking call. So a 5-on-3. Officially 2 seconds remain in the period. 2 seconds and 1. And that's how period number 1 comes to an end. The IceCats with a 2-0 lead on Blue Ridge, with goals from Eli Rivers and Dominic Marcinkiewicz. The officials of a massive conference as the Stripes hope to make sure order is in place. Both teams head to their respective dressing rooms. We'll take a break on the IceCats broadcast networks. The visitors invading Virginia with a 2-0 lead. Back for more after this.
Welcome to Seminar Brewing, where craft beer meets culinary delight. Located at 551 West Lucas Street in the heart of Florence, we offer an unforgettable experience for beer enthusiasts and food lovers alike. Pair your favorite brew with our mouth-watering menu. Our kitchen serves up everything from savory snacks to hearty meals, all crafted to complement our beers perfectly. Seminar Brewing, taste the difference that local passion makes.
McLeod Health is committed to helping you obtain a healthy lifestyle and improve your overall health. Medically trained in the areas of fitness and nutrition, we can help you reduce your risk for certain diseases and live a long, healthy life through fitness and wellness programs, community health education, and 2 medically based wellness centers. McLeod Health is with you on your journey to better health. Discover a new you at McLeod Health and Fitness Centers.
Life happens on your floors, but when dirt, spills, and messes take over, it's time to call the experts. Stanley Steamer of Florence provides a deep cleaning technology that removes dirt and allergens, leaving your floors fresh and spotless. Breathe easier and enjoy a cleaner, healthier home with Stanley Steamer. Call or visit us online today. Stanley Steamer, your home deserves it.
In the heart of Florence, South Carolina, discover Palmetto Smiles, where artistry meets advanced dental care, led by Dr. Brian Sang. Dr. Sang is a highly trained implant and cosmetic dentist, dedicated to transforming smiles with advanced techniques. He's committed to continuing education and bringing the latest methods to every patient. At Palmetto Smiles, comprehensive dentistry is under one roof: general care, restorative solutions, TMJ therapy, delivered with compassion. Ready for a healthier, more beautiful smile? Call 843-203-5155 or visit palmettosmiles.com. Dr.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
No matter which sport clips you walk into, you'll know it's special, and just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment, from our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
Da Massimo Ristorante Italiano, where culinary passion meets the art of hospitality. Established in 2010, our restaurant was born out of a love for authentic flavors and a commitment to providing our guests with a memorable dining experience. At Da Massimo, we believe that food is more than just sustenance. It's a celebration of culture and community. Whether you're here for a cozy dinner, a festive celebration, we look forward to serving you.
Gorget is a local craft distillery based in Lugoff, South Carolina, producing rum, vodka, whiskey, and bourbon in small batches. Founded in 2015 by 3 local gentlemen, Gorget has a fine line of handmade, local spirits. No matter what you desire, we have something for you. Isn't it about time you revolutionize your spirit? Visit us online at gorgetdistilling.com.
Back. Let's go. Out in London, that's my team. Slide through streets, help box and beans. In the streets, the life get crazy. Falling asleep, my eye get lazy. Ain't God on my side, it's forever. Don't come run if you dance with the devil. Ain't even through the rainy weather. Me and the brother, we stick together.
Don't know if I'm red or blue like Manchester. 12 of my boon at the phone up Leicester. Men got too many bars like a cliff. Tofi and Tommy, we doing it diff. Had to medicate, roll up a spliff. Ganja stink, I can't even sniff.
Open the scat with a wristlet diff. Funny banter into the...
In the heart of Florence, South Carolina, discover Palmetto Smiles, where artistry meets advanced dental care, led by Dr. Brian Sang. Dr. Sang is a highly trained implant and cosmetic dentist, dedicated to transforming smiles with advanced techniques. He's committed to continuing education and bringing the latest methods to every patient. At Palmetto Smiles, comprehensive dentistry is under one roof: general care, restorative solutions, TMJ therapy, delivered with compassion. Ready for a healthier, more beautiful smile? Call 843-203-5155 or visit palmettosmiles.com. Dr. Brian Sang and his team can't wait to welcome you.
Back live on the IceCats Broadcast Network. Join us Halloween night as the IceCats take on the Blue Ridge Bobcats at home this time. Start time at 7:15, as you can see on your screen. Tickets for those 12 and under, for those who dress up, are only $12. You can call the Florence Center ticket office or email tickets@pdprohockey.com or visit the box office, the easy way to go to avoid the ticket fees, because nobody likes fees. Nobody likes paying. Blue Ridge Bobcats certainly paying, as they have been in the penalty box for quite the multitude, and they'll have to face a 5-on-3 for a minute 49 to begin period number 2. But that's been the main storyline out of the first period. Let's take a look at how it all happened. At 6:43, PD playing in the way that they know best. On the rush, Eli Rivers scores his third goal of the year. Chance Adrian had the primary assist for the IceCats, along with Charlie Bedard, who records his first point as an IceCat. That made it 1-0 after Blue Ridge and PD playing end-to-end, evenly played. A lot of shot volume between the two teams. But in the end, it appeared as if PD would come away from the first period with only a meager 1-0 lead before Blue Ridge took several penalties. And then in response, on the Chick-fil-A power play, Dominic Marcinkiewicz from left wing circle scored with 0.2 of a second remaining to give the IceCats a 2-0 lead. Mike Mercurio of Blue Ridge, in what you could say frustration, committed a cross-checking penalty, and that's what sent him to the box, which leads to a 5-on-3 to begin the second period. Could not ask for a better ending to the period for PD playing on the road after losing to Athens, a team that also was undefeated. So a tough slate for 2 games, and IceCats held their own against Athens for eventually falling 4-3. But a different story here today on the road against Blue Ridge. But a look as far as penalties are concerned, as the IceCats having had 2 penalties that expired before the melee that took place near the end of the first period. Shots on goal favor the IceCats 19-17. That comes as no surprise with the way Blue Ridge is structured. You'll see a lot of shots on goal. Fewest SOGs that they've given up all year in a game was 30. So PD at 19, well within reason to surpass that mark. But that's the story as far as the game is concerned. Second period, the big portion, the make or break area, factors to be how will PD respond on the power play with a 5-on-3. You have to imagine Gary Graham perhaps employs the twin line to make their way. But we'll look at those twins in a moment. But first, we'll take a break, and we'll be back after this. And we'll have some score updates from around the FPHL here on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Hey, grab me one, too.
Hey, let's go.
At Kimbrell's, we believe that you deserve furniture that's as unique as your family. From comfortable sofas and love seats to chairs, tables, rugs, entertainment centers, and recliners you'll never want to leave. We have everything you need to create the living room of your dreams. Check out the Kimbrell's website for inspiration or stop by and see everything for yourself.
You're watching the IceCats Broadcast Network. This portion of today's broadcast is brought to you by Margarita's Mexican Restaurant, where every dish is a celebration of taste. Tomlinson Sales. Get your PD IceCat apparel here. 7 locations to serve you. Something to Remember Wedding Productions. 2 decades of love stories, beautifully told. And the official video graphic designer for the PD IceCats.
Two-0 lead for the IceCats on Blue Ridge as we take a look at some scores from around the FPHL. Some of the main storylines, as you can see, the standings in the Continental Division, which express the importance of this game. The IceCats in at second place with 7 points. Athens, they've played 3 games. They've won all 3, and they are all alone in first place. Twin City, slow out of the gate, only with 3 points in the standings. Biloxi and Columbus, surprisingly slow start for them out of the gate. But we take a look at some of the scores within the Continental Division. A matchup that features Baton Rouge against Monroe. Game that has just gotten underway, and there's already been 2 goals. It's a 1-1 game with Baton Rouge and Monroe scoring within the first 10 minutes. 1-1 deadlock between those two teams. A factor to see Monroe, certainly well built for plenty of success for them. Hot start, having playing in the South. And Baton Rouge also, and they have played spirited affairs against Monroe in many respects. Another game taking place within the division. Twin City going up against Athens. Rock Lobsters, fresh off victory last night. They lead Twin City by a count of 3-1 as they have just started the second period. For Athens, the goal scorers Gleb Van Durken. That came at 12:06 of the first period. And then 4 minutes and 3 seconds later, Michael Greco scored for Athens, making it a 2-0 lead. Gus Ford responded just 21 seconds later for Twin City as they went into the first intermission break with Athens leading 2-1. And then Kaysen Gallant scored at 5:30 period number 2. That's where we stand with Athens leading Twin City 3-1 as they are inching their way to the end of period number 2. So Athens with a 3-1 lead, it seems, going in to the break. We also look at other scores. We take a look at the Empire Division for context. Binghamton Black Bears certainly leading the way, and they locked horns with Watertown in what has turned into yet another good one. Binghamton yesterday led 5-1 before nearly losing the lead to Watertown. They snuck out with a 5-4 win. But this evening, Binghamton has outshot Watertown considerably, 33-18. They're through 2 periods of play over in Binghamton, and a 2-2 deadlock between Binghamton and Watertown, as it was the visiting Wolves that scored the first goal before Binghamton responded with 2 straight before Watertown scored with Dylan Gutierrez 5 minutes and change into period number 2. Other scores from around the FPHL of note within the Empire Division. Topeka off to a hot start in their franchise history against Port Huron. They have a 2-0 lead. And Danbury in search of their first win of the season, as is the case for Indiana. Somebody's got to come out with a win. And so far, Danbury has a 2-0 lead on Indiana as they are inching their way towards the midway portion of period number 2, with Danbury scoring their first 2 goals within the first 4 minutes of the game. Johnny Ruiz scoring just 15 seconds in. Took that little time for Danbury to score. And at 3:54, Jake Raleigh scores for Danbury. That's where we stand with the hat tricks with a 2-0 lead. Other scores from around the sporting world. Carolina Hurricanes facing the Dallas Stars through nearly 1 period of play. Carolina has a 1-0 lead on Dallas, with Jackson Blake at 4:14, the lone goal for Carolina. And that's where Hurricanes stand on the road against Dallas. College football going on, plenty of scores to relay. Ones of note: South Carolina, the Gamecocks hosting Alabama. Crimson Tide come away with a 29-22 win, with Jeremy Bernard scoring 2 late touchdowns to give the Crimson Tide the victory, with Bernard scoring with 2:16 remaining, and then scoring again with 34 seconds remaining in the game to down the Gamecocks. Other scores from around the ACC here, or around college football this weekend, with Clemson having the week off. Miami, ranked 9th in the nation. They're in the second half, tied with Stanford, 7-7. So plenty of intrigue as far as scores are concerned. SEC, Texas A&M ranked 3rd in the nation against LSU, 14-9. It's the Aggies with the lead on the Tigers. Ole Miss ranked 8th in the nation against Oklahoma, who's the 13th ranked team in the country. Ole Miss comes away with a 34-26 victory over the Rebels. Set to go for period number 2. A reminder, the IceCats begin with the 5-on-3 for 1:49. So a lot of promise you could imagine on the numbers side, but can the IceCats put it together with the man advantage? IceCats begin, of course, with the twins on. Chance Adrian, Houston Wilson, the forwards. Tima Razaloff, who they rely on heavily as far as the power play unit is concerned. He anchors that blue line for the IceCats if and when they begin their attack. Inauspicious end to the period for Blue Ridge, much to the pleasure of the visitors from Florence. Nikita Kozriev into the box. So again, 1:49 of 5-on-3 power play time presented by Chick-fil-A to begin the period. The second period presented by Budweiser. Glad you're with us on the IceCats Broadcast Network. Still stunted wait before the period ensues. Chance Adrian tends to handle the face-off duties as he does here against Danny Martin. Away we go in the second period. Blue Ridge scales it down in the person of Robin Erickson. And a 5-on-3 for 1:40. 15-second difference between the two minor penalties for Blue Ridge. Here's Houston Wilson who gains the line. Wilson in the slot for Chance Adrian shooting, he scores! Chance Adrian! 3-0 Petey. It did not take long. 21 seconds into the period. Chance Adrian, he already has 2 assists in the game. He's got a 3rd point with a goal of his own. What might come as a surprise to some within the league. No surprise for the IceCats, as they have a 3-0 lead. IceCats still on the power play. Trevor Lord chipped it in from behind the net. Blue Ridge, Lair Patakin from behind the net. Skate Scaldi from the right wing corner. Got it out for Trevor Lord. Held to the line by Austin Pickford. His blast scaled in towards the left wing corner. Scaldi with Eli Rivers. Left side. Scaldi out to Pickford off the stick of Trevor Lord. And Blue Ridge breaks out. Daniel Klinecki shooting. Save made by Sales. Another bid from Carson Androli heads into the left wing corner. 50 seconds to go on the minor to Mike Mercurio. Remember, that was more of a frustration penalty taken. Blue Ridge looks to vacate. Here's Eli Rivers. He turns, pivots against defending Robin Erickson. Rivers tees, shoots one that dribbled into the right wing corner. Lord locked up in a battle. And away goes Blue Ridge. with Brandon Reller. Short-handed high riser that heads into the protective netting. 21 seconds remain in IceCats power play. All that with 18:23 to go in the second period. Here from Blue Ridge. IceCats with a 3-0 lead. But it's a case where they still have to put the pedal to the metal. This Blue Ridge team certainly has the capability to come back in the most wild of fashions. Here's Patrick Marcinkiewicz to his brother. Scoring late in the first period. Power play nearing its end. Patrick Marcinkiewicz turns. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Blue Ridge to full strength. Razilov closes down low. And a clearance sent on out. And away PD goes on the reset. Dominic Marcinkiewicz across the blue line. Had his attempted shot funneled by Brandon Reller. Blue Ridge moves the other way. Mike Mercurio banged off the side glass. Sales leaves for Timur Razilov. Sent it around. Away goes TJ Prexler. IceCats on the entry. Prexler puts on the brakes. Out high and a shot that came from Jake Ergonite. Covered up by Blue Ridge netminder in Hunter Virastek. 17:15 to go in the second period. IceCats nursing a 3-0 lead. A sequence where, in the end, with the intermission sandwiched in between, the IceCats scored 2 goals in 22 seconds. First, it was Dominic Marcinkiewicz, and then Chance Adrian. In the second period, that was a 5-on-3 power play goal, both of which coming on a 5-on-3 power play. TJ Prexler, his line includes Skate Scaldi and Bowie Slarks. Prexler on the draw. Amidst the stalemate, Scaldi down low, looked to tuck one in before it can be scaled out high. Ergonite sent it around for the IceCats. Heitzner, high riser, Prexler looks to center towards the goal, eventually covered in the end by Hunter Virastek. 16:56 to go in the second. Shots on goal favor PD, 24-19. Blue Ridge brings on Nick Stuckless. Tandem with Nikita Kozyriev. And Justin Daly. IceCats keep the TJ Prexler line on. Attacking zone draw. One back by Stuckless. Blue Ridge vacates their defending end. Kozyriev got it across for Stuckless. And a tip, a difficult play for Matt Sales, and he's able to glove and cover. Not an easy play when attempted shot glanced off a stick, but Sales is able to make the stop. 16:46 to go. Always is a special moment when you're making your first start, as is the case for Matt Sales. Blue Ridge wins the draw defiantly before Chance Adrian floats one along the back glass. Trevor Lord harnesses the puck in, sends one down for PD. And icing is called as Chance Adrian had hoped that he had beat out the icing. Officials deem otherwise. Leads to a face-off to take place in front of the IceCats net, unless the officials deem otherwise. In fact, draw to take place in front of Matt Sales. 3-0 lead, Chance Adrian. Remember how he scored the first goal in IceCats history? Seems like an eternity ago. Eli Rivers got it across for Austin Pickford. Trevor Lord gains the red line and enters in. Lord couldn't handle the pass, and away goes Blue Ridge. Nick Stuckless across for Daniel Klenecki. Klenecki centering a pass for Daly. Justin Daly watches one before along the right side wall. He's taken down by Chance Adrian. We play on not quite. Penalty on the way against Petey. 15:59 to go. What is a holding call? And this goes against Austin Pickford, which leads Blue Ridge to go on the power play. So Austin Pickford in the box for holding. IceCats penalty kill presented by Bluefish IT Solutions. For Blue Ridge, what can be considered a critical point of the game for them, trailing by 3. Houston Wilson, Jordan Popoff, Dominic Marcinkiewicz, he's on after Wilson won the draw, chipped ahead for Houston Wilson. He garners across the line. Wilson to the backhand into the right wing corner. Popoff looks to keep the puck within the Blue Ridge end. Brandon Reller, a steal. Houston Wilson drives towards the net in the end, covered by Hunter Virastek. 15:38 to go, 20 seconds off the board on the minor to Pickford. So a 3-0 lead for Petey, which is one of the largest leads they've had in their brief history. They led 6-3 in their road victory against Twin City. Game they eventually won 6-4. They relinquished a goal late in the contest. Philip Levac. Patiently across for Kyle Heitzner, who gains the line. Driving on the backhand, deterred by Colin Tracy. Another penalty on the way with 15:17 to go. This a slashing call against TJ Prexler. Again, an early season game. Penalties can come at a plenty. After the IceCats were the beneficiaries of back-to-back 5-on-3s, they have to defend one of their own. So a 5-on-3 for 119 before Pickford's release from the box. Chance Adrian is dished a warning off the draw. Nick Stuckless for Blue Ridge wins the draw cleanly. Back to Daniel Klenecki. Kozriev back to Klenecki again. One-timer from Stuckless. Sales makes the save. Jordan Popoff ventures to clear the puck himself, and he does. Jordan Popoff in a battle with Klenecki. Stuckless gains the line 3-on-1. Stuckless to Justin Daly, missed wide of the net. Held in by Kozriev. Got it to Klenecki. Here's Justin Daly across for Stuckless. Awaiting right side. Again, Kozriev harnesses out high. This is Klenecki. Left side for Daly. Trailing for Kozriev from a tight angle from behind the net. David across, out high, Klenecki again. Hot off the stick of Daly. Razilov looks to clear. 25 seconds ago on the first penalty. One-timer score. Daniel Klenecki. His first goal of the season. And Blue Ridge is on the board. A power play goal for Daniel Klenecki. And Blue Ridge trails by 2. The goal coming at 5:39 to make it a 3-1 game. So a power play tally. Still a minute to kill on the penalty to Colin Trace, or TJ Prexler rather. Here's Houston Wilson, a steal from Dominic Marcinkiewicz, shorthanded Wilson, and what a stop by Hunter Virastek. That's the look that you're targeting. But the save from Virastek keeps it a 2-goal lead for Petey. We'll take a break. Be back after this on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Hey, grab me 1 too.
Hey, let's go.
At Kimbrell's, we believe that you deserve furniture that's as unique as your family. From comfortable sofas and love seats to chairs, tables, rugs, entertainment centers, and recliners you'll never want to leave. We have everything you need to create the living room of your dreams. Check out the Kimbrell's website for inspiration or stop by and see everything for yourself.
Welcome back to Hitachi Energy Arena. 49 seconds remaining on the minor penalty. Rather to Colin Tracy, in fact. TJ Prexler expulsion from the faceoff circle. Off the tie-up, Blue Ridge comes away with the puck. Danny Martin. 43 seconds to go on the power play. Martin sent it around the kick plate. Brandon Reller. Heitzner kept it in. Reller from the right wing corner. Got it out high again. Here's Heitzner to Havak. Left wing corner. In the slot for Martin. Got it high. Havak again towards the goal. Shouldered down by TJ Prexler. He looks to vacate for Petey. Out high it goes. Havak. Left side Mercurio. Rink wide pass in this sprawling dive from Charlie Bedard to block the shot. Mercurio 3 seconds ago on the power play. Across for Heitzner. Centered in front. Missed wide of the goal from Danny Martin. And they battle right side. Martin again. This time missed wide to the left. IceCats look to vacate. And they are able to do so. Stick was shattered from Martin. Patrick Marcinkiewicz with a shot and a save by Hunter Virastek. All amidst the penalty carnage that took place with a 5-on-3. IceCats did give up 1 goal. Ever been wrongly accused? Don't sit in the penalty box. Call Jim Hoffmeyer. Experience you can trust. Results you can count on. JamesHoffmeyer.com. Offensive zone draw for the IceCats. Chance Adrian to take it. He has been, amongst others, the standout this evening. Kozriev across the line. Daly shoots, scores. Justin Daly, his 3rd goal of the season. And Blue Ridge makes it a 1-goal game. Daly tallies the goal at 7:14. So a 3-2 lead for the IceCats of Blue Ridge, starting to roar back. Kozriev tallies an assist. That's his 2nd of the game, having a part of both goals scored by Blue Ridge. IceCats look to respond. Eli Rivers from behind the goal line. A cross check that is left uncalled. So we play on. Lord stripped of the puck by the recent goal scorer. Got it across. Nick Stuckless allows Blue Ridge to go on a change. Remember, long change in the second period. Here's Trevor Lord ahead for Chance Adrian. He crosses in. He's spilled out of the play, and Blue Ridge looks to go on a rush of their own. In comes Brandon Reller, sliding towards the cage. Look out. Down on the play is Sales. Navigated. Here's out high. Daniel Craig, couldn't harness the puck. Patrick Marcinkiewicz gains the line. IceCats, a heavy hit that came from Colin Tracy. Petey has it. Patrick Marcinkiewicz with 11:30 to go in the second period. Patrick Marcinkiewicz against the grain, striding towards the net, and a fearless block from Dennis Rodchenko. Patrick Marcinkiewicz across for Tracy. Glove save made by Hunter Virastek. 11:18 to go in the second period. Shots on goal favor Petey, 30-26. Brings us to a stoppage attacking zone draw for Petey. And again, with 3-0 lead, always with how tough this Blue Ridge team, plenty of respect can be had for this team. Head coach Gary Graham mentioned it. This team certainly well built for success. Chipped in by Danny Martin. As Blue Ridge looks to go on the forecheck. Austin Pickford hopes to cancel it, and Blue Ridge ends up doing it themselves. Puck in the Blue Ridge end, where Robin Erickson and the Bobcats look to vacate. Tie up along the side wall for the IceCats. Dish one to Philip Havak. He goes D to D with Havak again with Erickson. Bowie Slarks sees Havak clear one towards Charlie Bedard in front of the IceCats bench. As Skates Galdi gains the line with Bowie Slarks. To the backhand, Slarks puts one on goal. And again, covered by Hunter Virastek. And Skates Galdi exchanging pleasantries with Mike Mercurio. And it's Mercurio that wins the battle on Scaldi with 10:26 to go in the second. Fans certainly enjoy the skirmishes. Mercurio and Scaldi still in a shouting match, and it's Scaldi that's heading to the penalty box. Mercurio soon to follow as the chirping continues as both skaters make their way into the box. Skate Scaldi. Reminder came to Petey a week ago today. And he's certainly a case of talking. Both teams see their skaters in the box for roughing. 10:26 to go in the second. Face-off take place in the IceCats offensive zone. Petey brings on Trevor Lord, Chance Adrian, who has been the highlight. Off the tie-up, Daniel Klenecki from behind the Blue Ridge net. Cross for Justin Daly. In they come, Stuckless. Backhands one towards the right wing wall. Jordan Popoff with a stapling hit on him. IceCats clear. Now to Daniel Klenecki. Daly. Heavy hit along the side wall. Daly crosses in with Stuckless. Daly shooting wide to the left. Rivers touched one, claimed by Chance Adrian. Jordan Popoff reverts behind the IceCats goal line. Cross defensively for Jake Ergenite. Klenecki. Adrian looking to come up with a puck. Instead, here's Justin Daly. Brandon Reller on ahead. Daly towards the net. Save right on top of Sales. He covers. With the puck on top of his haberdashery, Sales comes up with the save. Media timeout. We'll take a break ourselves. IceCats up 3-2 on Blue Ridge.
Life happens on your floors, but when dirt, spills, and messes take over, it's time to call the experts. Stanley Steamer of Florence provides a deep cleaning technology that removes dirt and allergens, leaving your floors fresh and spotless. Breathe easier and enjoy a cleaner, healthier home with Stanley Steamer. Call or visit us online today. Stanley Steamer, your home deserves it.
McLeod Health is committed to helping you obtain a healthy lifestyle and improve your overall health. Medically trained in the areas of fitness and nutrition, we can help you reduce your risk for certain diseases and live a long, healthy life through fitness and wellness programs, community health education, and 2 medically based wellness centers. McLeod Health is with you on your journey to better health. Discover a new you at McLeod Health and Fitness Centers.
Welcome to Seminar Brewing, where craft beer meets culinary delight. Located at 551 West Lucas Street in the heart of Florence, we offer an unforgettable experience for beer enthusiasts and food lovers alike. Pair your favorite brew with our mouth-watering menu. Our kitchen serves up everything from savory snacks to hearty meals, all crafted to complement our beers perfectly. Seminar Brewing. Taste the difference that local passion makes.
9:37 to go in the second. Glad you're with us on the IceCats Broadcast Network, streaming live on YouTube. IceCats had a 3-0 lead. Blue Ridge has scored 2 straight in the second period. We went to break with Skate Scaldi in a chirping match with Mike Mercurio, and that only continues. IceCats win the draw as they continue to talk. Play ensues, a heavy hit on Patrick Marcinkiewicz. A bid from Dominic Marcinkiewicz off the back of the net. Dominic looks to go in to work with Lara Patekin. Heavy hit to the wall. Here's Cullen Tracy. He dishes one into the right wing corner. IceCats vacate their defending end because of icing. 9:06 to go. Offensive zone draw for Petey with a 3-2 lead. So a 3-2 advantage for the IceCats. They're doing all of this with their 2 assistant coaches, players Nick Gullo and Nick McGill-Diaz, serves as the captain and also as an assistant coach, at least for the roster this evening. Here's Eli Rivers in left half wall. Got out high for Austin Pickford. Bedard through traffic with Lord hoping for a tip. Instead, Veristic comes away with the stop. 8:59 to go in the second period. The IceCats leading 3-2. Just a reminder of what's on deck. IceCats TikTok at PD IceCats. Plenty of great content on there. Blue Ridge wins the draw. Philip Plavak through center. Austin Pickford nearly was dished into the Blue Ridge bench. He stays on his feet. Trevor Lord, heavy hit away from the play. Here's Erickson, diagonally across for Austin Pickford. IceCats gain the line. Eli Rivers, remember he scored the first goal tonight from behind the goal line. First one to a Chance Adrian, 3 points on the night. And the IceCats vacate the attacking end. Jordan Popoff heads back to retrieve the loose puck. Here's Chance Adrian. Looks to lead on Trevor Lord. Across the line. Lord turns intentionally wide for Chance Adrian. Lord looks to step in for Petey. Here's Denver Craig. Long stretch pass for Kyle Heitzner, who spilled from the play. Heitzner. Houston Wilson intercepted the pass. 7:53 to go in the second. In comes Houston Wilson, sending one wayward wide to the left. Nikita Kozyev. Kozyev loses the puck, however. This is Dominic Marcinkiewicz with Patrick's out high. Razilov towards the net, looking for a tip in from Houston Wilson. Into the corner. Tracy got it across. Rink wide pass. Bounces off the boards to Patrick's Marcinkiewicz, a high riser. That stung Veristic. Blue Ridge escapes. Daniel Klinecki across the line. Justin Daly. He awaits, turns towards the goal, Sales with the save. Out ahead goes Patrick's Marcinkiewicz with a partial breakaway. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz, high riser, and a save by Veristek. Play continues on with 7 minutes to go in the middle stanza. Daly skates away with the puck, out for Preston Kugler. Daniel Klinecki sends one towards the right wing side. Look at the speed from Milan Bresko. From the right wing corner out high for Carson Androli. Shot from out high from Dennis Radchenko, covered by Matt Sales with 6:35 remaining in the second period. 34-29 shots on goal difference. And penalized players released from the box. Skate Scaldi among that party, along with Mike Mercurio. Face-off to take place to the right of Matt Sales. Brandon Reller posed against TJ Prexler. Off the drop comes Austin Pickford. Navigates ahead for Petey. Missed the first 2 weeks of the season. Veristek from behind his cage with pressure on the way from Prexler. Here comes Blue Ridge on the breakout. Bresko across the line with Blue Ridge offside. 6:16 to go in the second. Blue Ridge hoping to turn on the Jets. They were too fast across the blue line. Puck has to enter in before any attacking skater is completely across the blue line. Otherwise, offside call, as you just saw. Face-off take place just outside of the blue line of the IceCats. Heitzner, Martin, got out high for Lavak towards the goal. Watch this wayward from Matt Sales. Heavy hit from Jordan Popoff. Here comes Petey, skied out towards the neutral zone. And this is Skate Scaldi. Popoff through the neutral zone. Mercurio is dumped from the play by Popoff. Certainly enjoys playing physical, Jordan Popoff. Lavak in direction of Mercurio. Scaldi down low. His pass meant for Eli Rivers. Intercepted by Mike Mercurio. Blue Ridge enters in. Heitzner left it for Martin. Heitzner again from the right circle. Off the shoulder of Sales. Scaldi through the neutral zone, launches one into the left wing corner. So much so, haltage in play with 5:18 to go. And the puck played with a high stick. Face-off does take place, or an icing call. One way or the other, attacking zone draw for Blue Ridge. So this an icing call. It seemed as if it was on the other end of the red line. Then again, optically might have been deceived. This end, who knows? We play on. Puck launched off the high glass before Blue Ridge ventures out into the neutral zone. Daniel Klinecki across. Justin Daly impressed to the wall. Jordan Popoff in the direction of Dominic Marcinkiewicz, high riser that is launched into the left wing corner and the protective netting, which leads us to a stoppage in play with 5 minutes remaining in this second period. IceCats with a 3-2 lead on Blue Ridge. IceCats scored 2 goals in the span of merely 22 seconds. Blue Ridge has responded by scoring 2 straight to only trail by 1. 5 minutes remain in the second. Off the draw, Daly out high for Kugler. Puck went off the stick of Kozreev, and away goes Houston Wilson for Petey. Wilson to the backhand, and a stop made by Veristek. 4:46 to go in the second. IceCats with a 3-2 lead. Back after this on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
McLeod Health is committed to helping you obtain a healthy lifestyle and improve your overall health. Medically trained in the areas of fitness and nutrition, we can help you reduce your risk for certain diseases and live a long, healthy life through fitness and wellness programs, community health education, and 2 medically based wellness centers. McLeod Health is with you on your journey to better health. Discover a new you at McLeod Health and Fitness Centers.
You're watching the IceCats Broadcast Network. This portion of today's broadcast is brought to you by Margarita's Mexican Restaurant, where every dish is a celebration of taste. Tomlinson Sales. Get your PD IceCat apparel here. 7 locations to serve you. Something to Remember Wedding Productions. 2 decades of love stories, beautifully told. And the official video graphic designer for the PD IceCats.
Be sure to join the PD IceCats Halloween night as the Blue Ridge Bobcats invade into town. Kids under the age of 12 with a costume head into the Florence Center. They can have tickets for just $12. That offer can only be held at the box office at the Florence Center, part of a 2-game series swing at home between the IceCats, Bobcats, and what is in essence a 3-game series beginning this evening that sees PD out in front of Blue Ridge by a count of 3-2 after having at one point a 3-0 advantage. Off the draw, Razaloff fanned on the shot, and away goes Blue Ridge. Right wing side, Carson Androli spilled from the play. IceCats look to clear. Wilson hit to the wall thanks to Dennis Rudchenko. Through the neutral zone, Dominic Marcinkiewicz gains the blue line. Overlooks the scene, tried to sashay his way around Paytakin. Brandon Reller across the line for Blue Ridge. Nobody passed to, left it in behind, right side, out of the reach of Androli. Patrick Marcinkiewicz with his brother Dominic streaking in on a breakaway. Save Virastek. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Austin Pickford across for Patrick Marcinkiewicz to Dominic, who gains the line. Dominic Marcinkiewicz took a strange carom from the right wing corner. Adrian gave it away to Kyle Heitzner. Mercurio through the middle. Heitzner from the left wing side. Pass taken away. Dominic Marcinkiewicz swivels left side. He lost his balance. Patrick Marcinkiewicz gains the line, but the IceCats were offside with 3:24 to go in the second period. PD with a 3-2 lead on Blue Ridge. Fun sequence next weekend. IceCats with Halloween night, followed up by Outdoors night on Saturday the 1st. Tickets are on sale. Be sure to go to the Florence Center box office for more information. Here's Chance Adrian, left sidewall. Virastek able to make the save. Blue Ridge hopes to escape. Philip Hlavak behind the IceCats goal line. Danny Martin from behind the goal. Pickford within the battle for Eli Rivers, who instigated the scoring. Glove down by Hlavak towards the goal. Shouldered away by Sales. Rivers off of his stick. Hlavak sends it in for Blue Ridge. Sales couldn't corral the loose disc. Heitzner left it where Blue Ridge attempted a forecheck, but none materialized. Chance Adrian with Trevor Lord. Here he is. Lord shooting. Glove save made by Virastek. 2:29 to go in the second. Mention how Blue Ridge heavy shot volume certainly is their staple as far as giving up and taking shots on goal. At SOG count, 39-31 favor of the IceCats. Off the draw, Blue Ridge sends it around the kick plate. Launched right back in by Ergonite. Daniel Klinecki lobs one, where the IceCats look to come away with a steal. Prexler embedded along the wall. Skate Scaldi looks to pursue. Kozriev impending for Petey. Skate Scaldi. He lost his balance. Blue Ridge moves ahead. Preston Kugler across the line. Kozriev dropped it in behind. Stuckless. Puck left within the outskirts of the crease. Kozriev has it from the left corner. Daly point blank missed the net. Sales may have gotten a piece of it. Kugler. Right wing side. Kozriev down low. Sales watches as the puck is skied in the air. About what? 6, 7 feet in the air, maybe more. Here's Blue Ridge. Kozriev. Trickled across the line. Blue Ridge is well offside. 1:23 to go in the second period. IceCats have withheld Blue Ridge Storm ever since Bobcats granted several penalties. Sure to stay tuned for the Yokohama second intermission report. Scores, analysis, first 40 minutes here from Blue Ridge. Colin Tracy got it across for Team Razalov. Looking to send a pass that finds Houston Wilson. Driving in, Wilson scores! Houston Wilson! And the IceCats restore a 2-goal lead. Team Razalov with the stretch pass that set it up. And the IceCats score late in the second period to take a 4-2 lead. For Houston Wilson, that goes into the books as his second goal of the season. And for Wilson, that's his third point of the game. So you have two IceCats with 3 points. Marcinkevich's Twins certainly involved in that regard. 1:04 to go after the IceCats iced the puck. How about 40 shots on goal for Petey? And that's inching their way closer to the record, certainly with another period to play. Lord infuses a hit on Erickson. Pavak dribbled towards the goal behind the apron of Matt Sales. Mercurio out high for Erickson to Mercurio again. Tracy takes a hit as the IceCats vacate a high stick, and that's eventually called with 36.6 to go. If you are Mike Mercurio with the high stick, what do? Do you have the IceCats with the puck, or do you force a stoppage? Mercurio discerns to do the latter. 4-2 lead for Petey. Houston Wilson featured on our coaches show this week from the Philadelphia area. Check that out on the YouTube page. Here he is again, 33 seconds ago in the second period. Wilson chips it in. Preston Kugler sent it around the kick plate. Out high, Bedard through traffic, gloved and covered by Virastek. 22.4 seconds remain in the second period. 4-2 lead for Petey. So an attacking zone draw. Again, what happened late in the first period, a Blue Ridge parade to the penalty box, which in the end saw the IceCats score 2 5-on-3 goals. Faceoff was done unfairly, so they'll do it again. Nick Stuckless against the recently scoring Houston Wilson. And Wilson wins the draw. From a wide angle, this puck sent out of play with 14.6 seconds to go. We'll have stats analysis. The first two periods between Petey and Blue Ridge. Bobcats, a team the IceCats will be familiar with. 3 games in 8 days against the same opponent. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz in the right circle. In the direction of Dominik's Marcinkiewicz. The Blue Ridge, Mikhail Mahak able to gain the line. Daly drives towards the net, skied one well high and out of play to close out the second period. IceCats scored early in period number 2 with Chance Adrian with the tally for the IceCats. 21 seconds in on the 5-on-3 power play to give PD a 3-0 lead. And then Blue Ridge responded with back-to-back goals from Daniel Klinecki and Justin Daly to make it 3-2. And then Houston Wilson scored late in the period. That's where we stand. The IceCats with a 4-2 lead on Blue Ridge. We'll be back for the Yokohama Intermission Report right after this on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Evening Shade has been serving the Florence area for over 20 years. As a 3M and SunTech authorized dealer, the Evening Shade team is qualified and ready to help you with your project. Whether it's residential window tinting, paint protection film for your vehicle, commercial signage, or vehicle wraps, we can do it all. Evening Shade Incorporated. Trust a team with over 2 decades of experience.
Known for his integrity, attention to detail, and client-first approach, Sean Austin builds lasting relationships based on trust and results. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to sell your current home, Sean combines local expertise with strong negotiation skills to deliver a seamless experience from start to finish. Austin and Associates at RE/MAX Professionals. Your next address is just a slapshot away. Go IceCats!
No matter which sport clips you walk into, you'll know it's special. And just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment. From our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
At the Law Office of W. James Hoffmeyer, we strive to help our clients in whatever situation they are facing. Whether you need help with criminal law, personal injury, or family law, our hard-working team will assist you throughout the process with compassion and integrity. Our goal is to always provide our clients with outstanding representation and advocacy throughout their case. The Law Office of W. James Hoffmeyer, serving South Carolina since 1992.
Life happens on your floors, but when dirt, spills, and messes take over, it's time to call the experts. Stanley Steamer of Florence provides a deep cleaning technology that removes dirt and allergens, leaving your floors fresh and spotless. Breathe easier and enjoy a cleaner, healthier home with Stanley Steamer. Call or visit us online today. Stanley Steamer, your home deserves it.
In the heart of Florence, South Carolina, discover Palmetto Smiles, where artistry meets advanced dental care, led by Dr. Brian Sang. Dr. Sang is a highly trained implant and cosmetic dentist, dedicated to transforming smiles with advanced techniques. He's committed to continuing education and bringing the latest methods to every patient. At Palmetto Smiles, comprehensive dentistry is under one roof: general care, restorative solutions, TMJ therapy, delivered with compassion. Ready for a healthier, more beautiful smile? Call 843-203-5155 or visit palmettosmiles.com. Dr. Brian Sang and his team can't wait to welcome you.
Hey, grab me one too.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
No matter which sport clips you walk into, you'll know it's special, and just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment, from our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
Hey, let's go.
Evening Shade has been serving the Florence area for over 20 years. As a 3M and Suntech authorized dealer, the Evening Shade team is qualified and ready to help you with your project. Whether it's residential window tinting, paint protection film for your vehicle, commercial signage, or vehicle wraps, we can do it all. Evening Shade Incorporated. Trust a team with over 2 decades of experience.
Welcome to the second intermission report presented by Yokohama Tires. As we have, here we are with the second intermission report presented by Yokohama Tires. Glad you're with us on the IceCats Broadcast Network. 4-2 lead for PD on Blue Ridge. Again, another reminder that tickets are on sale for Halloween night. Kids underneath the age of 12 and make their way into the Florence Center with tickets at $12 a piece. For those with or in costume under the age of 12. But a 4-2 lead for the IceCats on Blue Ridge through 40 minutes of play. Certainly one with plenty of areas of note, and it began with quite the exciting end to the first period with the IceCats, granted not 1 but 2 5-on-3 power plays. IceCats converted on both those 5-on-3 instances with goals from Dominic Marcinkiewicz. That came with 0.2 of a second remaining in the first period. And then 22 seconds later, as far as the scoreboard clock reads, in essence, sandwiched in between the intermission, Chance Adrian scores with an assist from Houston Wilson and Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Power play tally gave PD a 3-0 lead. But Blue Ridge responded. They got a 5-on-3 power play of their own. Daniel Klinecki scored at 5:39 to trim the deficit to 3-1. And then at 7:14, Blue Ridge responded again. This time Justin Daly put Blue Ridge with one to get within one to make the count 3-2. But PD, a team that certainly has not put their foot on the brake paddle by any means. IceCats late at 18:48. Houston Wilson scoring on a breakaway to put the IceCats out in front 4-2. 20 minutes away from what would be a statement. But for the IceCats so far, a look at how they're doing so far against a Blue Ridge team with a 3-0 record on the year, and Blue Ridge has beaten a lot of good teams along the way. They beat Columbus twice in their opening series of the season, and then they trounced Twin City last night with incredible showcase from Hunter Virastek making 40 saves, and if Blue Ridge wants to hang in this game, they'll have to have Virastek make much more than 40 saves in this game tonight. IceCats already sprung 42 shots on goal. Virastek has made 38 saves in the game. So as far as shot volume is concerned for PD, that is no concern. The important matter is converting. As we look at the history for the IceCats, as far as shots on goal are concerned, IceCats only 5 games into their existence. Their highest shot count that they faced, or that they've put on, came in the second game of this season, where they had 41 shots on goal. So the IceCats in 2 periods have already matched their season high on shots on goal. But the third period brings certainly into many questions of, can the IceCats hang on? And we've seen cases where PD tends to be a team that plays stronger as the third period goes along. So if that bodes to be the same, we'll see what that means as far as results are concerned for the IceCats. But we also look at some of the scores from across the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Score of certainly of note between Athens and Twin City. Last check, it was Athens up 3-1. Both teams have doubled their scoring outputs. Athens leading Twin City by a count of 6-2. That is now a final, with Athens coming away with the victory in their home opener, with Carter Shinkarik a goal and assist. Gleb Van Durken with the same stat line. Joe Mack, no goals, but 3 assists in the win for Athens, as they put on quite the display against the defending Commissioners Cup runners-ups. But Athens a 6-2 lead over Twin City. A look at other scores from across the FPHL. Topeka taking on Port Huron in a game that is midway through the third period. Port Huron 3-2 lead over Topeka. And then a matchup of the 2 winless teams between Danbury and Indiana. It's the Hat Tricks with a 4-2 lead on the Sentinels, as they are 7 minutes in to the third period. And then out in Monroe, certainly a lot of eyes within the PD faithful might be paying attention to 2 teams that are in the midst of a divisional battle, as it is a race to be atop the Continental Division standings. 6 minutes into the second period, Monroe has a 3-2 lead on Baton Rouge, as they've seen, that is Monroe, the 3 goals scored, 1 on the power play, and 2 at even strength in the first period. And that's the story in the contest out in Monroe. Again, 2 Louisiana Federal Prospects Hockey League teams doing battle. But that's the story as far as the FPHL is concerned. We'll look at scores from around the sporting world. Carolina and Dallas, 2 teams that many expect to be within the top ranks of the NHL, perhaps going deep into the postseason. Both teams runners-up in the conference finals last season. But so far, through 40 minutes, same pace as we have here. It's a 2-2 tie between Carolina and Dallas, where after the Canes scored 2 goals in the first period, Sebastian Aho with 11 seconds left from Nikolai Ehlers. Canes led 2-0. Miro Heiskanen and Sam Steele have the goals for Dallas. 2-2 tie down in Big D. Other scores from around the NHL to pay attention to within the area. Florida Panthers shutout victory over the Vegas Golden Knights thanks to Sergei Bobrovsky's 50th shutout of his career. Detroit Red Wings 6-4 winners against St. Louis. Montreal on the road against Vancouver. They came away with a 4-3 victory. Flyers shootout winners 4-3 over the Islanders. Boston Bruins 3-2 victory over the Colorado Avalanche. Kings and Predators tied at 3 apiece. Ottawa Senators routing Washington 6-1 in a game that has certainly had quite a bit of fisticuffs in that one. Nearly had a goalie fight in that game. And they're in overtime, about to get underway. Pittsburgh and Columbus tied at 4-4. Still to come, as far as NHL games are concerned on the docket. The last game of the evening about to get underway in just under 12 minutes. Edmonton Oilers taking on the Seattle Kraken. That in Seattle. Other scores as far as college football is concerned. Massive game between LSU and Texas A&M. And they have just started the second half. And it's the third-ranked A&M Aggies down 18-14 to 20th-ranked LSU. Other scores of note, Alabama scored 2 touchdowns in the final 3 minutes to down the Gamecocks of South Carolina 29-22. With that, that will conclude things with the Yokohama second intermission report. We'll be back for the third period of play here from Wytheville, Virginia, right after this on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
You're watching the IceCats Broadcast Network. This portion of today's broadcast is brought to you by McLeod Health and Fitness Center, the wellness leader. Austin and Associates. The right agent can lead the way. Hertz Car Rentals. Smart deals for any destination. Sports Clips Haircuts. The pros in men's and boys' hair.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
Hey, grab me 1 too.
We are live at Zapata's Grill on the IceCats Broadcast Network. Let's see what the IceCats are ordering.
I want quesadilla, California. I want fajitas, Cancun. I get burrito from Terra. Frijoles refritos.
Here comes the food.
Teamer with a double miter for elbowing.
Zapata's Grill, a preferred restaurant partner of the PD IceCats. Teamer, how'd you feel about the food?
Timur approved.
Orchid is a local craft distillery based in Lugoff, South Carolina, producing rum, vodka, whiskey, and bourbon in small batches. Founded in 2015 by 3 local gentlemen, Gorget has a fine line of handmade, local spirits. No matter what you desire, we have something for you. Isn't it about time you revolutionize your spirit? Visit us online at gorgetdistilling.com.
Welcome back to Tashi Energy Center for the start of the third period here from Wytheville, Virginia. And what is an intra-division matchup between the Blue Ridge Bobcats and PD IceCats. And it's the visitors from Florence with a 4-2 lead on Blue Ridge as we begin period number 3. IceCats, as far as their history is concerned, they have had the lead at the end of 2 periods. 4 times they have a record of 2-1-1. But away we go here from Wytheville. The third period is presented by Pepsi of Florence, and away we go. Twin line on the ice to begin the third period for the IceCats. Here's Timur Razilov. Got it across. Houston Wilson, who had the late goal in the second period, sends one towards net. Hunter Virastek able to make the save. A look at the twin lines, and in fact the two twins themselves, having played in Atlanta in the East Coast Hockey League last season. That's a look at their statistics coming into the night. And another example of the prowess they have. Dominic's scoring a goal tonight already. So here's the face-off from the right face-off dot. Houston Wilson is thrown out of it. So Patrick Marcinkiewicz steps in for Petey against Danny Martin. And Martin this time is chased out of the circle. If one of these next skaters is chased out, that's a penalty for delay of game. Heitzner against Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Patrick wins the draw. Houston Wilson off the side of the net. Blue Ridge looks to clear. Sent towards Dominic Marcinkiewicz to Houston Wilson. Sticked away from him. And Timur Razilov, the attacking end, looks to dish one for Petey. Heitzner within the neutral zone. Danny Martin looks to create offensive chance for his Blue Ridge side. That's in need of help, down 2 goals. Razilov moved it along the kick plate. First one to it, Preston Kugler. He winds up intentionally wide, taking a funny hop. Here's Colin Tracy. Razilov looks to start up the rush for the IceCats. Let it ahead. Dominic Marcinkiewicz gains the line. Turns. Had one blocked by Kugler. Looks to lead on Justin Daly. IceCats in a collision. Daly looks to gain across the line. Adrian with Daly crossing in. Peeled back by Colin Tracy. Diagonally out for Charlie Bedard. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Save made. Loose on the deck. Out for Austin Pickford, who kept the puck in for now. Dominic Marcinkiewicz shoots towards the goal. Save made by Virastek. Minute 32 played in the third period. IceCats with a 4-2 lead. Eli Rivers steps in, along with Trevor Lord. Chance Adrian centers forward line for Petey. Brandon Reller against Adrian. Adrian wins it cleanly. Rivers point blank, and a save again from Virastek. 18:26 to go in the third. And they'll do it yet again. Reller and Adrian the combatants. Adrian wins the draw. Out high for Pickford. Cycled and around. Puck leaves the zone. Pickford hopes to retrieve the loose disc. Karsten Androli impending. Pickford overskated the play. Androli centers in front. They score. Brandon Reller. 1:51 into the third. And Blue Ridge right back into it. Turnovers in the defensive end are the last thing you want, and Blue Ridge showcase just why. So Brandon Riller with the goal. What goes into the books as his 4th goal of the season. And a 1-goal game once again. Blue Ridge has battled back plenty of times. Danny Martin launches one through the neutral zone. No icing. Here comes for Petey Jake Ergenite. He crosses in from the left sideboards. Missed out of the reach of Skate Scaldi. Kept in by Jordan Popoff. Prexler from behind Blue Ridge goal line. Ergenite, one-timer from Popoff off the back glass. Danny Martin looks to turn on the Jets. Across it goes. Mike Mercurio races on in. Sizzles one wide of the goal. Lavak turns, dishes. Blue Ridge looks to go on the forecheck. In a stick battle, Mercurio discovers the puck, but also runs into Jordan Popoff. Bowie Slarks moved it towards Lavak, looking for a tip. Couldn't find it. Skate Scaldi kept it in for now. High riser from Kyle Heitzner out of play with 16:57 to go in the third. Kyle Heitzner drops his stick where it shatters, and we got a fight. Heitzner against Skate Scaldi. Heitzner, quite the run-up on Scaldi, and Scaldi with a right-handed punch, and there they go! Scaldi a couple rights, Heitzner looking to counter, and Scaldi punching the living heck out of Heitzner. Scaldi another punch. Heitzner with the upper hand for now. Scaldi looks to counter. They stalemate. What a battle. Skate Scaldi dumps his lid. That's one way to make an impact out of the gate. 7 days in, Scaldi makes a return trip to the box. And sometimes when have a disagreement, that's the way to hash it out. So Scaldi in the box. But once again, Skate Scaldi certainly has found a knack to get underneath the skin at times of opponents, and we've seen that early on. Kyle Heitzner obliged for the duel, and everyone in attendance was rendered a treat. 3:03 played in the third period. IceCats nursing a 4-3 lead. Nick Stuckless against Chance Adrian. And it's the former Prince George Cougar that wins the draw on Adrian. Puck scaled into the benches and out of play. Daniel Klinecki instigates a scrap. Preston Kugler in the mix with Chance Adrian. Trevor Lord looks to stay away from the skirmish. See if the officials, if these only continue, don't be surprised if the officials only take one adversary. That and a means to hope to settle all the skirmishes. Preston Kugler certainly one to express his disapproval of partial restraint before it seems calmer heads prevail. Intensity, you got it here. Nick Stuckless against Chance Adrian as they duel again. Off the tie-ups, Trevor Lord emerges with a puck. Eli Rivers pursues behind the goal line. Rivers nearly came away with the theft. Looking to snatch one away from Virastek. Daly chipped it in. Here's Lord in his own end. Scaled off the side wall in front of the benches for both respective sides. This goes for icing with 16:30. Remaining in the third period, shots on goal favor PD 48-32. Face-off to take place. To the left of Matt Sales. A barrage in second period from Blue Ridge. Yielded 2 goals from Sales, but besides that, here's a long bid. Sales is hung tough. Tough to handle with that third goal. Here's Blue Ridge escaping their own end. Dennis Radchenko. Fanned on the play. Eli Rivers with the steal. Lured the net mouth presence before Blue Ridge is able to escape. Androli gave it away to Chance Adrian. Bedard scans the scene and finds Trevor Lord. Leads on Eli Rivers. Shooting! Missed the net. And collapsing into the wall. The play is Milan Bresco. IceCats enter back in. Here's Trevor Lord. He stumps on the brakes from the left circle. Behind the net, Dominic Marcinkiewicz turns, shoots, scaled up high over the goal. Here's Dom again. From a tight angle, gave the puck away to Milan Bresco. He gains the red line and allows his line mates to go on a change. Not quite. And here's a mix-up. Dennis Radchenko instigated. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz in it with Carson Androli. And chaos has broken out. This all ensued after Austin Pickford was deplanted. Referee, tell by his gestures, several parties heading into the box. Dennis Radchenko, who instigated into the box along with Dominic Marcinkiewicz. That's a trade that Blue Ridge might prefer. Defenseman for a goal scorer in Dominic Marcinkiewicz, 5 on the year, which goes in the books for now as the team lead in goal scoring. This all ensues with 15:30 remaining in the third. So Dominic Marcinkiewicz in the box. Trevor Lord for the IceCats, along with Carson Androli, hoping to figure out what in the world has happened, as plenty of fights have broken out within the last few minutes, and that's certainly entertainment. That's what everything is here in many respects, as far as not only the game itself, but also entertainment. We've gotten that so far in the third. Just a reminder with the IceCats, they're doing all of this without 3 of their key leaders who are day-to-day. Nick Gullo, Nick McGill-Diaz, they're both serving as assistant captains, or assistant coaches rather, this evening. And Dustin Gisso. So here's Gary Graham within small frame that you can see. So we take a look at some of the social media accounts of the PD IceCats. That way you can stay up to date on all the latest as far as IceCats broadcasting is concerned. IceCats Broadcast Network, also the home of the Coaches Show that takes place Monday nights at 7 o'clock. Gary Graham, head coach for the IceCats, employing for an explanation. Trevor Lord also serving as a mediator. So far, the scoreboard clock reads that lone penalty that's marked as Dennis Radchenko for Blue Ridge. Now Dominic Marcinkiewicz. His number also flashes on the scoreboard. Both teams to skate for a side. Houston Wilson against Mike Mercurio. Off the tie-up, it comes back from Philip Havak. Robin Erickson starts up the rush. Havak got it across the line. Here's a bid wide of the goal from Nikita Kazraev. Blue Ridge looks to keep the puck in. Kazraev has it again. He holds up high. Erickson had it blocked by the body of Jordan Popoff. Houston Wilson looks to turn on the Jets. Left it in behind for Patrick's Marcinkiewicz, while his brother watches in the box for another minute and 30. Mercurio goes for a spin. Puck sent off the bank out towards the neutral zone, skated away by Colin Tracy. IceCats with a 4-3 lead. Timur Razilov in the defensive end. Leads on Colin Tracy across the line. Tracy shoots. Save made by Virastek into the protective netting. 14:30 to go. We'll take a break and we'll be back after this on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Get ready to savor the flavors of our long-standing family recipes, bursting with authenticity and love. Indulge in the vibrant colors and aromas that create a fiesta for your senses with every bite. Your journey through our menu is a delicious adventure guided by tradition and the freshest ingredients Mother Earth has to offer. Come join us at 842 Woody Jones Boulevard in Florence. Order online at margaritasmexicanrestaurants.com. Margaritas. Experience the love in every bite.
Evening Shade has been serving the Florence area for over 20 years. As a 3M and SunTech authorized dealer, the Evening Shade team is qualified and ready to help you with your project. Whether it's residential window tinting, paint protection film for your vehicle, commercial signage, or vehicle wraps, we can do it all. Evening Shade Incorporated. Trust a team with over 2 decades of experience.
Welcome back to Whitville. 4-3 lead for the IceCats. Team skating for a side for a minute. Chance Adrian goes up against Brandon Reller. And Adrian is waved out. Eli Rivers steps in for Petey. 14:31 remains in the third. And Rivers dealt a warning. He's got to be careful. Off the draw, where Reller sends one behind his goal line. Eli Rivers amidst a tie-up with Philip Plavak. Spilled to the deck goes Brandon Reller. Daly. Bobcats in their own end. Reller gains space and skates ahead. Brandon Reller gains the blue line for Blue Ridge. His shot sails, easily tends to it, and sends one down the ice, and this heads for icing, touched up thanks to Daniel Klinecki. 13:58 remains in the third. 4-3 lead for Petey. So Blue Ridge with an attacking zone draw. Petey, again, they play stronger as the game goes along, and they hope to carry that trend. Blue Ridge wins the draw. A bid from Philip Plavak couldn't find its way towards the net. Here's Chance Adrian. Banked it, a turnover. Here's Danny Martin. Isolated in the right wing corner. Got it out high. Erickson awaits. Left-handed shot. One-timer from Plavak, and a save made by Sales. Here's Eli Rivers. Dishes to his defenseman, and a near turnover from Timur Razilov. Mike Mercurio nearly came away with, well, what would have been a pickpocket play. 13:30 to go in the third. Another defensive zone draw for the IceCats as they look to tilt the seesaw their way. Blue Ridge wins the draw. Bresco from the corner gave it away to Houston Wilson. And Brandon Reller looks to keep offensive zone time for Blue Ridge. Reller has it. Drifting the backhand. Androli waits. Right side. Kugler missed wide high to the right. One-timer bid was blocked. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz looks to race ahead of Houston Wilson, but they forgot the puck. Instead, a tie-up ensues in front of the PD bench. In they scramble before it's moved ahead. Dominik's Marcinkiewicz to Patrick's, who rides in. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz, save made. Side of the net, scramble finally covered up before play is halted. Dominik's Marcinkiewicz taking several swipes at the net. For good measure, you never know what might happen if a puck seeps in on goal. 12:48 remains. 4-3 lead for PD. Face-off to take place. To the left. Blue Ridge goaltender Hunter Virastek. Nick Stuckless goes up against TJ Prexler. And waved out is Stuckless. Justin Daly steps in. He scored the second goal for Blue Ridge this evening. Make it at the time a 3-2 game. Skied out to center. Jordan Popoff lost an edge. Stuckless riding in 1-on-2. High riser off the back glass. And puck watches a Taken lost his twig, at least the handle of it. Eli Rivers looks to gingerly chip one out. Stuckless, however, in stride, centering pass in front of the, and how did it not go in? Somehow missed. Wide angle from Justin Daly. Kozriev out high. Another bid through traffic from Pate Taken. From the right wing corner, delayed penalty coming up against PD. Blue Ridge to the power play. A cross-checking penalty is called with 12:07 to go in the third. So to the box goes Jake Ergonite. So a critical juncture as Ergonite heads into the box to join Skate Scaldi after the spirited tilt that he had with Kyle Heitzner. So Blue Ridge to the power play. IceCats penalty kill presented by Bluefish IT Solutions. Danny Martin against Houston Wilson. And an inadvertent puck drop. Thus they'll do it again. 12:07 remains in the third. Blue Ridge on the power play. Out high, Philip Levac. Low for Mike Mercurio through traffic. Sails the save. Puck pinballs. Martin, left side, Mercurio. Right back to Martin. Right into the chest of Matt Sales. 11:55 to go in the third. 12 seconds off the board on the penalty to Ergonite. For Blue Ridge, they see Androli head to the bench, as does Skate Scaldi. And he is greeted by his teammates to a warm reception. Haltage in play. And tossed out of the draw is Danny Martin. Off the tie-up, it comes back to Levac, who sends it in behind the goal line. Here's Blue Ridge in the corner. Martin. Reller. Back to Martin from the right wing corner. He awaits and dishes to Brandon Reller. Out high, Heitzner. Down low. Reller again to Heitzner through traffic. Blockered away by Sales. Wilson launches one skyward towards goal. And in the end, Virasek leaves for Kyle Heitzner. 1:15 to go in the power play for Blue Ridge. Kyle Heitzner gains the red and the blue line. IceCats pursue the loose puck. Jordan Popoff couldn't garner possession. Out of the reach of Daniel Klinecki, and he has to retreat. Blue Ridge on the reset. Halfway through the power play for them. Bresco got it across. Daly awaits. Centering pass behind Bresco. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz gains the line for Petey. From the left wing side, Dominic's lost the puck. Klinecki banked. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz looks to pursue the loose disc. Encountered right wing side. They score! A seeing eye shot that found its way in from guess who? Dominic's Marcinkiewicz again! And it's 5-3. Sometimes you put the puck on net and good things happen. Dominic's Marcinkiewicz has his second. Petey's up 5-3. That goes into the books as a shorthanded goal. The first in IceCat history. This team has had nerves of steel. About 3 of their key stars for this game, and they hold a 5-3 lead against the undefeated Blue Ridge Bobcats. Still 10-20 to go. Androli, a steal. Eli Rivers runs directly into Robin Erickson. Dying seconds of the power play. Blue Ridge vetted one across. IceCats watch as Blue Ridge ice the puck. Ever been wrongly accused? Don't sit in the penalty box. Call Jim Hoffmeyer. Experience you can trust. Results you can count on. JamesHoffmeyer.com. 10:05 to go in the third period. It's been a busy night. Hunter Virastek for Blue Ridge patrolling the cage. 45 saves on the evening, but 5 IceCat shots have leaked in. Rivers sees Virastek make his 46th save of the evening. 10 minutes remaining in the final period. So the Trevor Lord line steps in for the IceCats. A newly formed line with the absence Dustin Gisso and Nick Gullo. Danny Martin wins the draw. Radchenko. Lord with the steal. Sent one around the horn before Blue Ridge is able to send through the neutral zone. Here's Danny Martin towards goal. And the save made by Matt Sales. 9:44 remains in the third. A break in the action. We'll take a break ourselves on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Known for his integrity, attention to detail, and client-first approach, Sean Austin builds lasting relationships based on trust and results. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to sell your current home, Sean combines local expertise with strong negotiation skills to deliver a seamless experience from start to finish. Austin and Associates at RE/MAX Professionals. Your next address is just a slap shot away. Go IceCats!
No matter which sport clips you walk into, you'll know it's special. And just for you. Our stylists don't guess your best cut. They are experts in men's and boys' hair. Our cutting zone has all the basics and specialized equipment. From our comfortable cutting chairs to an array of specialized cutting tools and clippers. We got you covered. Visit Sport Clips of Florence today, located at 1940 Hoffmeyer Road, Suite D. We are the pros in men's hair.
At the law office of W. James Hoffmeyer, we strive to help our clients in whatever situation they are facing. Whether you need help with criminal law, personal injury, or family law, our hard-working team will assist you throughout the process with compassion and integrity. Our goal is to always provide our clients with outstanding representation and advocacy throughout their case. The law office of W. James Hoffmeyer, serving South Carolina since 1992. At the
9:44 to go in the third period. IceCats with a 5-3 lead on Blue Ridge. Straight off the tie-ups towards the goal, Mike Mercurio nearly had a point-blank chance. Jordan Popoff looks to vacate the defending end for Petey. And Blue Ridge can't keep it in. IceCats Watch Blue Ridge venture in before Trevor Lord comes away with a steal. Banks one off the side wall and on out. Philip Levac with Dennis Radchenko gaining the line for Blue Ridge. Mercurio looked to keep the puck in. Trevor Lord escapes. Banked one off the sweater of Mercurio. Blue Ridge venturing in. Kazriev out high for Levac. This is Justin Daly. Right half wall for Radchenko, who awaits. Martin cranks one off the back glass. Here's Blue Ridge again. Kazriev out high for Martin. Right side, Levac awaits. Got it to Radchenko. Fakes the blast towards goal. Sails the save. Loose on the deck before Chance Adrian emerges. And a penalty coming up with Justin Daly. Appears to have been high-sticked. And the question is, check for blood. Is this a 2-minute high-sticking penalty or 4? Officials to make the ruling. All this with 8:39 to go in the third period. Penalty to go against Jake Ergenite. So Ergenite in the box for high sticking. And it's a double minor. Ergenite in the box for a double minor. So it's 2 penalties back-to-back, 4 minutes of power play time for Blue Ridge. That's if they aren't able to score within the first 2 minutes. So there's 2 back-to-back minors to be served by Ergenite. First minor time to begin now. Klenecki, potentially low for Stuckless, left wing side. Here's Klenecki, a blast that's blocked by the stick of Dominic Marcinkiewicz. He's without a stick. He looks to play the body. Played out high. Here's Klenecki. Waits towards goal. Sails the save. Paddled into the corner. Here's Kazriev. Here's Stuckless. Blocked. Here's Kazriev with his stick helicoptering and busting. Klenecki back to retrieve. 30 seconds expended on the first minor. 3:30 to go in the double minor power play time. Stuckless against the grain across the blue line for Blue Ridge. Stuckless dropped it. Patrick Marcinkiewicz races ahead. What a move. Patrick Marcinkiewicz straight towards the goal. Save made. Penalty coming up against Blue Ridge. 3:08 to go in the double minor. Into the box goes Igor Romanov. Or rather, Kyle Heitzner. So Kyle Heitzner into the box. That's a hooking call with 7:47 to go. 3:08 remaining on the double minor to Ergenite. So both teams skating for a side. 7:47 to go. Patrick Marcinkiewicz to go up against Danny Martin. Off the face-off. It comes out high. Pop off a blast. Vacuumed by the chest of Hunter Virastek. 7:43 remains in regulation time. Shots on goal, certainly of high volume. 53-41, favoring the visitors from Florence. TJ Prexler against Danny Martin. Off the tie-up, Pickford kept it in for now before Danny Martin vultures the loose disc. Martin gains the line. Left wing wall. Here's Reller. Against the grain of Austin Pickford. Martin. 1-on-2. He's able to keep the play alive. Jordan Popoff in behind the net for Petey. With 1:30 to go on the power play. Or rather, the penalty to Heitzner. TJ Prexler across the line. He stops on a dime. And he is leveled into the wall by Radchenko, and the IceCats set to go on the power play. Radchenko had the puck away from him. and decided to cross-check, or rather it's a holding call. One way or the other, still a 4-on-3 power play for Petey. So here's what's the latest with the penalties. Kyle Heitzner in the box for a minute 13. Fresh to the box, or rather Heitzner in the box, Radchenko also in the box for Blue Ridge. And he's in for 2 minutes. IceCats power play presented by Chick-fil-A. Here's Patrick Marcinkiewicz out high. Down low for Houston Wilson from the left circle. Looks for more of an angle on the 4-on-3. Down low, Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Wilson with the shot into the catching glove. Hunter Virastek. 6:42 remains in the third period. Way things stand, 4-on-3 to last 55 seconds, as is the case for the IceCats power play. Chance Adrian goes up against Juan Bresco until Adrian's waved out. Here's Houston Wilson. Cross sticks again with Bresco. Wilson wins it. Here is Patrick Marcinkiewicz with a blast. Blocked by the body of Bresco. Wilson to Patrick Marcinkiewicz again. Wilson out high, hoping to find Dominic's. He finds the puck banked off the back wall. Dominic Marcinkiewicz tipped towards the goal off of Bresco and covered by Virastek. 6:22 to go in the third. With 35 seconds remaining on the IceCats 4-on-3 power play. Petey brings on TJ Prexler, Eli Rivers, and Trevor Lord. Austin Pickford serves as the blue liner on the 4-on-3 power play. Nick Stuckless against Eli Rivers. 6:22 to go in the game. Out high for Trevor Lord. Here's Pickford to Lord again. Lord from the right circle, down low for Eli Rivers. Prexler, a net mouth. Lord, a blast. Skied and handled by Pickford. Prexler to Pickford to Prexler again. Pickford awaits. Here's Lord shooting off the back wall and cleared by Stuckless. 7 seconds remain on the power play. That comes to an end. Here's Trevor Lord. 4-on-4 for now. Lord across the line. Dishes to Rivers. Across through traffic. Tracy missed the net. Lord looks to shovel the puck out of Blue Ridge possession. Stick snaps. Tracy looks to play offense. Back saving grace is Eli Rivers. Prexler across for Cullen Tracy. High stick by Heitzner, and we play on. Here's Blue Ridge, Kozriev. 5:10 to go. Both teams still skating for a side until Radchenko is released from the box. Heitzner got it across. Mercurio awaits him the right circle. Off the stick of Tracy from behind the net. Houston Wilson moves one out of the defensive end. Blue Ridge forced to retrieve with Preston Kugler. He plays catch with Radchenko. Here he is from behind the Blue Ridge goal line. 4:44 to go in the game. And Blue Ridge on a brief power play. Kugler, 2 seconds and 1. Both teams at last at full strength. A launch pass in the direction of Cullen Tracy, who has been out for a while. Adrian banked along the side wall. Blue Ridge enters in. Here's Daly, well wide of the goal. Cullen Tracy skates the puck out of his defensive end for the IceCats before Radchenko retrieves the loose puck. He sends a stone to Havlock. Easier for me to say. Blue Ridge in their own end. Adrian waits for the IceCats to tag up. Eli Rivers meets the puck on the right side wall. From behind the goal line, Rivers differs to Chance Adrian. Launched by Pickford. Around the side glass. 3:44 to go in the game. IceCats with a 5-3 lead. A launch pass tipped in by Daly towards Sales. He covers with 3:36 to go. One last catch of our breath before the final 3:36. IceCats up 5-3.
Hey, grab me 1-2.
The PD IceCats are lighting up the scoreboard, and Powers Properties is proud to be the official housing provider. Looking for an apartment? Powers Properties has you covered with modern apartments, convenient locations, and a team that puts you first. Just like the IceCats, we know what it takes to win, on and off the ice. Score big with Powers Properties. Relax, you are home.
Life happens on your floors, but when dirt, spills, and messes take over, it's time to call the experts. Stanley Steamer of Florence provides a deep cleaning technology that removes dirt and allergens, leaving your floors fresh and spotless. Breathe easier and enjoy a cleaner, healthier home with Stanley Steamer. Call or visit us online today. Stanley Steamer, your home deserves it.
.336 to go in the third. IceCats nursing a 5-3 lead on Blue Ridge. Danny Bach, pleasure to be with you this evening from Wytheville Hitachi Energy Arena, where the visitors with a 5-3 advantage. Here's Jake Ergonite. He launches the puck after being leveled by Carson Androli. Houston Wilson centers a pass out of the reach of Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. Blue Ridge looks to start their own rush. Androli across the line. Jordan Popoff is there defensively for Petey. Androli presses him to the wall. Reller to the right side. Radchenko towards goal. Missed the net. Here's Androli. Out high for Taken, who had it mishandled before Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. He slips and took a tumble. Radchenko, pressure from Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. In a tie-up, he has 2 goals on the evening. And away goes Blue Ridge. Taken. Pass behind Reller, who harnesses the pass and sends one in towards the left corner. Timur Razilov. And offside is the ruling with 2:40 to go. 5-3 lead for Petey. IceCats have put 56 shots on goal. No, that is not a mishap. So with the offside call, what is an intentional offside for that matter, IceCats face off to take place to the right of Hunter Virastek. Chance Adrian. What a night he has had for the IceCats. Goal and 2 assists. Goes up against Danny Martin. Puck behind that. Radchenko got it across for Brandon Reller. Diagonally across. Luke Podtaken across the line. In the slot for Martin. Swiped away by Tracy. For the IceCats. See the puck head straight towards Matt Sales. He covers with 2:21 remaining in the game. With a 5-3 lead for Petey. Just a reminder, Halloween night, tickets on sale. Kids underneath the age of 12, they go to the box office. Tickets are only $12 for them. Daniel Klinecki against Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. And Klinecki has his Blue Ridge side call timeout. So a break in the action. Blue Ridge making their timeout. It comes as an opportune time. The coaches certainly wait to the last moment to have their Blue Ridge side gain their breath. Check out our Facebook page at PD IceCats, part of social media network for the hometown side IceCats. Check out also TikTok. Certainly plenty of entertaining reels that are placed on TikTok. Also, we're also on X and TikTok again, apparently. Instagram too, at PD IceCats. Same handle of that as TikTok, as is the case for X. Plenty of content, all the latest news. PD IceCats, also their website, pdprohockey.com. The latest information on all the happenings of hockey in the PD region. Is it great to finally have hockey back 20 years after the PD pride of the ECHL left? What an era that we're enjoying in Florence and on the road. 5-3 lead for PD with 2:21 remaining. Nick Stuckless against Patrick Marcinkiewicz off the tie-up. Heitzner wins it back to Daniel Klenecki. Heitzner straight into the chest of Matt Sales. 2:16 left. PD IceCats with the Blue Ridge net empty. Bobcats win the draw. Klenecki out high. Mercurio in the slot for Stuckless. Klenecki looking for Mercurio. A steal. Houston Wilson with an empty net. Off the goalpost. Patrick Marcinkiewicz off the goalpost. Additionally, 2 goalposts. Blue Ridge playing goaltender. And away goes Blue Ridge again. Dumped in. Where first on it is Jake Ergenite. Launched out to center. 1:45 left. And this goes for icing with 1:43 left in the game. Rather, Dominic Marcinkiewicz had his eyes on the hat trick. So Houston Wilson hits the right post. Dominic Marcinkiewicz hits the left post. With 1:43 from the IceCats, having that all being a trivial matter. Houston Wilson against Brandon Reller. Off the tie-up, it comes back to Kugler. Havak towards goal, blocked on its way towards the net. Jordan Popoff pursues the loose puck in the right wing corner. 1:33 to go in the game. Popoff takes a tumble. They continue to battle for the loose puck. After regaining his balance, Popoff in to help in the back check for the IceCats. They continue to scrap. Houston Wilson within that mix. Dominic Marcinkiewicz intervenes and racing ahead. Patrick Marcinkiewicz, he overskates the puck. Blue Ridge playing keep away and a penalty coming up on Havak for holding the stick. Rather hooking. Philip Havak heads to the box for a hook with 70 seconds to go in the game. And daylight near the end of the tunnel for the IceCats. With 70 seconds left in the game. Trevor Lord, his line steps in for PD. Face off from the right dot. IceCats power play presented by Chick-fil-A. 1:10 left in the contest. No, the penalty time does not carry over into the next game, even though the two teams meet 6 days from tonight. Austin Pickford circles with the puck behind the goal line, scaled along the glass, and a stoppage in play with 57.5 to go in the game. Puck got hung up along the wall, which leads us to the stoppage. Oh, rather, Austin Pickford in the penalty box, which brings both teams' 4 skaters aside. Ever been wrongly accused? Don't sit in the penalty box. Call Jim Hoffmeyer. Experience you can trust. Results you can count on. JamesHoffmeyer.com. 4-on-4. Blue Ridge pulls Hunter Virastek. Houston Wilson to take the draw. Won by Mercurio. Klinecki with a blast. Wayward wide left of the goal. From the left wing corner. Merged out by Kazriev. Klinecki fanned on the shot. Long range bid. Well wide of the goal with 42 seconds remaining. Icing called with 40.8 to go. That's Sales. First appearance, professional hockey, 43 saves. How's that for your debut? Daniel Klinecki imploring with the officiating crew where the faceoff is to be taken. It's in the attacking zone in the aftermath of the icing. Again, 40.8 seconds remain. Brandon Reller against Houston Wilson yet again. Off the tie-up, out high, Heitzner has his stick shattered. Houston Wilson with an empty net awaiting. Got it across for Chance Adrian. He waits, shoots, Wilson couldn't stash one home. Klinecki ahead for Danny Martin. Reller out of his reach. Here's Timur Razilov. He dumps it in, 20 seconds to go. Klinecki through the center zone. Reller lost the puck. Adrian with Tracy. Intentionally off the wall in front of the bench. Klinecki had it blocked. 7 seconds. Blue Ridge to not take any more shots. The PD IceCats have come into Blue Ridge and have beaten the Bobcats. The PD IceCats, thanks to 2 goals from Dominic Marcinkiewicz and a 43 save effort from Matt Sales in his professional debut. IceCats a winner, 5-3 over Blue Ridge, dealing the Bobcats their first loss of the season. Houston Wilson, Michael Mercurio exchanging pleasantries at the end of the game as they say, "We'll see you next week." That might not be what they're saying. All this and quite the outing for PD as a skirmish ensues, as you can see on your screen. But the victorious PD IceCats invade Whitfill and come away with 3 points in the standings. Certainly a dent into Blue Ridge's start of the season. Bobcat faithful about to salute their fans while the IceCats victoriously make their way off the ice in celebration. Blue Ridge supports the home fans, but it's the IceCats who have the final word in a 5-3 win. Time for the IceCats post-game show, presented by Gorget Distilling. What a game this turned out to be. IceCats jumping out to an early lead, and they use that to pad their lead on their way to victory. Look at where it all began. At 6:53 of the first period, Eli Rivers got the party started early with an even strength tally. Chance Adrian, in what was the beginning of an incredible night for him, he tallies the assists on the goal. And then in tandem, Charlie Bedard with his first point as a PD IceCat. That gave IceCats a 1-0 lead. And that seemed to be the way things would go all the way until the tail end of period number 1, where Blue Ridge, with troubles with the penalty box, led the IceCats to a 5-on-3 with 9 seconds remaining in the first period. But it was enough time for Dominic Marcinkiewicz, his power play goal with 0.2 of a second remaining in the period. Gave the IceCats a 2-0 lead. Chance Adrian tallies another assist. And also Houston Wilson with a helper on the late goal. But after that goal, Michael Mercurio took another penalty for Blue Ridge that gave the IceCats yet another 5-on-3. And the IceCats made Blue Ridge pay. Chance Adrian with a power play goal in the 5-on-3, assisted by Houston Wilson, his second of the game, and Patrick Marcinkiewicz, another helper on the goal. That scored at 21 seconds, which results in 2 goals in the span of 22 seconds, which gave the IceCats a comfortable 3-0 lead, for so they would think. But Blue Ridge, give them credit. This is a team certainly with plenty of firepower, and they showed it. Daniel Klinecki, power play goal on a 5-on-3 man advantage for Blue Ridge. He scores with the assists to Milan Bresko and Nikita Kozriev, who had himself quite the outing. Kozriev would also chip in on another goal, this time scored by Justin Daly, his third of the season, and that made it a 3-2 game where Blue Ridge was nipping at the IceCats' heels. But then another late goal. Houston Wilson, assisted by Colin Tracy and Timur Razilov, with Tracy accounting for his first point, but it was the pass from Timur Razilov that set it all up at 18:48 of the second period. That gave the IceCats a 4-2 cushion, and Blue Ridge soon saw a 2-goal lead, and they knew that they had to get things started early. And then at 1:51 in the third period, Blue Ridge responded with a goal from Brandon Reller, the assist to Milan Bresko and Carson Androli. And that made it a 4-3 game. But then at the tail end, Dominic Marcinkiewicz at 9:26, a shorthanded goal. That's an Austin Wilson insurance goal for the IceCats, and they would move on to defeat Blue Ridge by the count of 5-3, as the victory goes to Matt Sales in his first professional start with 43 saves in the victory for the IceCats. However, the loss is dealt to Hunter Virastek. In the end, he made, get this, a whopping 51 saves in the contest. Well, plenty of shots on goal in this game with plenty of volume, and you talk about shots to the net, and IceCats and Bobcats showcased that in the game. Final shot count favors the IceCats 56-47. But the goal tally where it matters the most, 5-3 in favor of Petey. Take a look quickly at the final scores from across the FPHL, with Binghamton a winner against Watertown by the count of 5-2. The champs winners again. Athens 6-2 victors, as previously mentioned, over Twin City. Port Huron defeats Topeka 4-3. Danbury Hat-Tricks, their first win of the year. They beat Indiana 6-3. And surprising update, Baton Rouge and Monroe, what has turned out to be a high-scoring affair. Monroe Moccasins with a 5-4 lead on Baton Rouge, with the Moccasins scoring 2 unanswered. That game's still in progress. Look at some of the other scores from across the sporting world. World Series, Toronto Blue Jays and LA Dodgers locking horns in the World Series as they are through 6 innings. And it's a 1-1, or rather, beg your pardon, it's now a final as the LA Dodgers 5-1 winners against Toronto. The series is even at 1 game apiece. Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Dallas Stars, and game has just ended. Dallas Stars defeat Carolina by the count of 3-2. Miro Haskinen, his second goal of the game on the power play, proves to be the winner to down the Carolina Hurricanes. But story tonight, PD IceCats, a winner against Blue Ridge 5-3. Next broadcast to take place on a Friday starting at 7 o'clock on Halloween night. And once again, a special ticket promotion. Kids underneath the age of 12, they show up to the box office in a costume. Tickets for them, only $12. But that a part of a 2-game homestand for the IceCats against the Blue Ridge Bobcats as they'll lock horns again. And with how both teams certainly We weren't the most civil at times. Plenty of fights in this game. You can imagine there could be plenty more on what is expected to be a very spooky night on Friday and an outdoorsy evening on Saturday. It is outdoors night, although they are not playing outdoors. But that will conclude things here from Montashi Energy Center. Special thank you once again to everyone who makes this broadcast possible. For my producer, Aiden Mulholland, I'm Danny Bach saying so long and take care, and thanks for being with us. Your final score, the PD IceCats 5, Blue Ridge Bobcats 3. We'll see you next Friday on the IceCats Broadcast Network.
Ha ha ha!